because they are way expensive.
Okay.
You have it in your hand while your opponent puts a 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 3-drop. That's 7 mana. That's a lot. Oh,
That's true.
there is
Yeah,
a mulligan from the bottles. Oh, well, this hand is better, but the mulligan to 6 to a no-lander is awful.
Ouch. Yeah, that's definitely not where you want to be.
And the Temur,
Well,
the Temur has everything he wants.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, there's the early disruption and the voltage surge. We've got Fable the Mirror Breaker and Goldspan Dragon, which we can see as early as turn 4. I mean, it's pretty rough. And they lead off with the red land, so voltage surge up right away. Yeah.
We will see now if okay, yes, of course. There's a 2/2 haste. I mean,
Absolutely.
you can pay mana, play spells, but in the end, it's a 2/2 haste, you know. And
yep,
it's so important that the opponent responded with a removal. Huge.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and it's funny with the adversaries, with all of like that whole adversary cycle. I know I got hung up on the text box, and it's easy to do with the bloodthirsty adversary there. But you're right. At the end of the day, it's a 2/2 with haste. You know, sometimes you just need a 2/2 with haste, and when you're in an aggro situation like this, that's exactly what you need. And pull the removal, pull the removal, which is not, obviously you want to get in for damage, but getting removal out of your opponent's hand is also fine. It's not a bad thing. That little adversary did the job. All right, let's see. Does the Fable of the Mirror Breaker exile anything here? I mean, I think the negate maybe you can make an argument for.
No, but the negate. The thing is, I just thought, okay, the negate is so useless, But no, because in the hand of the Sengu, there is plenty of deal damage,
True.
And you need to counter that damage because it can kill you.
Yeah, I mean, the Royal Eruption itself, if enough mana is... Oh, sorry.
Oh, he should use the artifact. Okay, there is no ramping in Lilium side. There is no second red mana as well. Doesn't matter. It just came from the top.
Yeah, they just needed to top deck the mountain. They did. There it is.
Okay, they did. So okay, there is a Goldspan Dragon. It can kill the Kikishiki, but the Kikishiki has Summon Sickness, so...
Yeah, knowing that this was going to be producing 4 mana worth of treasures, I might have hit the Goblin Shaman that turn. Although, keeping the mana up here and not, being able to respond with aggression, I can respect that. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, now it's Titan of Industry time, and I think it's gonna be a 4/4 and 5 lives and a 7/7 travel reach.
I think that's exactly right.
Oh, 2 more tokens.
I will be shocked
and the backup of the negate. Oh man, this is huge. How the treasure generator with the Goldspan Dragon and oh, okay, 6 mana up just for doing double negate if you need it.
Absolutely.
5 lives,
well,
4/4. Yes.
Yep, there it is.
Yes.
Well, and the thing about the Goldspan Dragon, well, it does a little bit of everything. Like, if you're doing anything with treasures, Goldspan Dragon is going to be a great card. But the fact that it adds an additional mana for every one of your treasures is just absolutely...
And hits for 4 haste flying.
Yeah, it's so good. Man, that card is fantastic. Yeah, and so in that situation, they were able to hard cast the Titan of Industry and keep 6 mana up. I mean...
See, double negate the backup. That's...
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yes.
The sheer
I'd like to point out, I'd like to point out that our players are from Chinese and Japanese players in this event, and as I'm from Argentina, you are from USA, right?
Yes, I am. Yep.
And how global this event is, How global this event
I love that.
How many players from all around the world is playing this event. That's huge. That's important. I like to point out because I'm surprised.
Absolutely. No, and I agree. That's fantastic, and that is a great point to make with a lot of competitive play now moving back to paper, which is great. But one of the joys of these online tournaments is that anybody from all over the world doesn't have to, you don't have to worry about taking time off work, getting a plane ticket, getting hotel reservations, any of that. You can just log in and play. It's like, it's so
from your home,
freeing. Like, I love that. Yeah.
That's huge. Yes. Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And I love that these events are continuing. And, you know, also, fun fact, these are cash prizes and they're free to enter. So if you are not currently following GGtoor on MTG Melee for upcoming events, if you are interested in possibly throwing your hat into the ring, you are more than welcome to do so. And who knows, you might end up walking away with some cash in your pocket, which is pretty darn cool. So definitely check those out.
I just did it. I just did it last time. I just met the finals, and I had to play an event from my home. Didn't get to any other city or travel. No. Just log into a Merlin, sit down on my computer, and play the entire day. And an amazing event, a free event, and got some money back. So great event. Follow GGtoor on MLE. Follow GGtoor on Instagram as well, and on Twitter as well. Follow GGtoor on Twitter, and follow everywhere. You need to be informed.
Absolutely.
You play, you can do it.
Yeah, and also you can see information on upcoming tournaments, as well as some phenomenal content that Blue Robot and myself are actually contributing to as well over on tournamentmtg.com. Definitely check that out for future events, information, as well as some cool content, if I may say. So
yeah, some cool articles. Yes, of course. Well, right into the game, there was mulligan from the Temur side, an unfull mulligan, a 6 non-land. And I think the breakout card here is the Battle of Frost, of Fire and Frost and Fire.
Yeah, I believe Frost and Flame.
Can become some kind of wrath, you know.
Yeah, it deals 4 damage to all non-giant creatures. Yeah.
The Boros can get bigger than 4. The Boros can get into a 5/5 super easy. As we saw with the Rakdos, with the mid-hook for 4 didn't solve anything at all, and this only deals 4 damage. I mean, I'm not sold in being the answer for this table, you know.
Yeah, it might be able to help, but yeah, you're right. The sheer size of these creatures, especially once a Raiju and an Aspirant are together, this whole board is going to get pretty darn big, pretty darn fast.
Yes, indeed. Okay, a Raiju could be countered by a Shawari introduction, but I think the play is playing the command, killing the Luminarch and getting a treasure, so you can, if you draw a land, play the enchantment and swoop the entire board. But
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You do take some damage here from the Raiju, but that can, yeah, if you do hit the land, that can save you in a big way. If you don't hit the land, that feels pretty bad, but because the the Jawari Ruins, the backside of the Jawari Disruption can be helpful, but the fact that it enters tapped.
Yes.
Yeah, that might just be
so
not enough there, yeah.
If the land comes to play, there is something. If there is not, the creature is gonna be. Oh, well, I mean, there is an answer for the Raiju. There is an answer for the Luminarch as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Lilium doesn't know this, but Jianghu has another Raiju in hand, so
another, yes.
So that's that. But I mean, they had to do what they had to do and hold on one more turn. But at the end of the day, man, that Boros deck came out swinging.
Yeah, and, fast. And even fast. Your Titan of Industry are slow. As usual, as usually, the 7 mana against an aggro is way too expensive. Yes. So, okay, we are having a game 3 on the finals. Lovely.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you asked me, going into this event, what 2 decks do you think would be in the finals? I would have said maybe some flavor of Rakdos, maybe Grixis Vampires, but I definitely would have said Jeskai Hinata.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I
was
just waiting to see you. The last 2 times, the Hinata took the tournament. So I was, okay, maybe Hinata is going to be in the finals again, or maybe in the top 8. Okay, no. There is no one on the top 8. There is no finals with Hinata. Great. I love it, Grixis Vampire. There is no one on the top 8, sadly, but I think that deck is just very fun. But I'm sold on this top 8. I actually think this is part of the healthy format that we talked before. It is so healthy. The top 8 were almost all different, and in the finals we have some new decks. You know, the Temur is kind of been around. The Boros was old and it is upgraded. So we are looking at the metagame expressed in finest.
Absolutely. No, I think this is absolutely delightful. No, I love it. All right, and here we are going into game 3 of the finals. We're waiting on some final sideboard decisions from our teamer player. They lock it in. Let's go.
Maybe the dragons were better on the play as he is right now, not the Titan of Industry, or maybe both, because the dragon can get you 5 mana dragon, 6 mana 5 turn dragon, 6 turn Titan of Industry. But as we see, there is an outful hand from the Boros. Oh, this is quite better. This is very good. Double Luminarch is super strong. 3 land, maybe 1 land is gonna be get the Being. Ah, the Luminarch is getting the Being.
Interesting.
Okay, I think it's a respect for the 3 mana spells that the Boros has in hand in the deck, and you need to have the 3 mana for the Cavalier and the 4 mana for the Reishu. So if you take that away, it's impossible to be cast.
No, I guess that makes sense. I probably would have kept the double Luminarch there, because as you said, that is just so strong. When 2 Luminarch aspirants are on the field at the same time, they can just just take over the game.
Okay, Luminarch into play, pumping up the little guy that gets into the attack zone. I mean, he can Prismatic Command and then Dragon on the next turn, and that's super huge.
Wow, yeah.
But the battle also takes away the Dragon, so I mean, the Prismatic Command killing the Luminarch and then getting a treasure is the play. Oh, I mean, that's why. The Leech Spellbender, 3 mana, super solid. Counter spell?
Going for the Jawari here. Yeah, okay.
Well,
I get it.
He also
that makes sense.
Okay, I get it. That makes sense. That makes sense the tempo, because the Leech Spellbender also sees your hand, and that's way too much information. It is okay. Oh, that Cavalier.
Right, Cavaliers. Yeah, Cavaliers card. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, yes. 4th land, untapped. I have no idea why. The for Jawari, right?
Playing one Jawari. Yep.
Yeah.
I had the same moment. It's like,
that's why I always.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
I always never take in account the Jawari. So that's why I hate it so much. I don't mind Jawari, and I always tap out.
Yep.
I hate it.
No, I do the same thing. It's like, haha, wait until you, George Rifton. Oh, what?
Oh, man.
Feels bad every time.
Okay, Cavaliers need to play an attack, and that is the Battle from
there it is.
And Fire. They kind of wrath. Okay. Takes away. Oh, 4th land. Maybe he can attack with the Den.
Yeah, I think that would make sense, because there aren't any spells in the graveyard to pull back with the Bloodthirsty Adversary. So if you were to play it out, you could put 3 mana onto it just to put a counter on it. But it's not really the... that's not the value you're looking for.
No, but we're not seeing a game ending, right now. The critical iteration. Okay, there it goes. The Voltaic Surge. There is an answer for the Den. Oh, that Reishu. Oh boy.
Okay.
He goes with it. Okay, if he goes to. Okay, the Reishu is the play. Yes, of course, the Reishu is the play.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
But now he can kill the token and get into 3 lives. I mean, if he gets into 3 lives, that Bloodthirsty can be a problem. So staying at 4 is kinda what you need.
Yeah, with the Den down, it kind of hurts to play removal just to prevent 1 damage, but you're right. I mean, that's a quarter of your life. That's a big deal. So here comes the Goldspan
Okay,
Dragon.
back to the lives. Another Voltaic Surge.
Yeah.
Goldspan Dragon. And because this is a 5 mana or more spell, the third part of the Fable of the battle, sorry, triggers and draw. You get 2 cards and discard 1. And the Tawar is the option? I mean, but Tawar is also a bone spell. The Shawari doesn't do much.
Yeah.
Okay. Dragon comes into play. Hits for 4.
Choose to attack.
And...
Alright.
Okay. There is an answer for the dragon in the board's hand. What
Yes, there is.
I mean, a burn spell and you're done.
Right.
Thinking about playing the Otawara or not, because if he plays the Otawara, he can Prismatic command the token and get another treasure to play the Voltail Surge. It's like a solid option.
Yeah.
In the end, he needs to really play the Titan of Industry and gain
right.
5 life. But the Boros has the chance to just, I don't know, draw a burn spell, and that's it.
Yeah, one Royal Eruption off the top and it's game over.
Ooh.
Ooh, Thalia. Ooh, that's a problem.
Ooh, Thalia. That's a problem. Because Thalia needs to be solved, and if he plays the Thalia now, he can protect the token. No, he needs to play the Bloodthirsty adversary. Oh, let's see. Thalia is solid. Thalia is very solid. A burn spell could have been better because that Titan is gonna get 5 life back, and well, that's way out of range. Double red, Voltaic Surge. There, okay.
And then when Thalia drops, they can use the other Voltage Surge to get rid of Thalia. They're gonna have to tap their blue mana to pay the tax, but
it's gonna end up in 2 life, you know?
Yep.
And you kill.
Yeah, the Voltage Surge going after the adversary instead. Makes sense.
Oh, another dragon. Oh man.
Ooh. Okay.
The thing is, the dragon is gonna attack and the Titan is gonna get into play. That's what you need to do.
Absolutely.
And boom.
Yeah, and William knows it. Just hovering the Titan over the board. You just, not even, no hesitation, no waiting. Just get it going. Sure enough, gaining life and creating the Rhino token. And here's the Elite Spellbinder, which I have a feeling Jaeger really wish they had a turn or two ago.
Before, yes.
Before the Titan, yep. That would have been big. Valor Stance can remove the Titan, to be fair, but...
Yes.
That 4/4 being left back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And the Thalia
does the dragon.
The stance as well, yeah. And at the end of the day, you still have a Goldspan Dragon to deal with. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how big of a deal that particular 7-drop can make. Like, it completely changes the tone of this game.
Completely, yes.
Yeah. Because Lilium was barely alive, and now they're on top. Yeah.
And I think we all have this is game because he will block the Rhino with 2/1 with Thalia, but then the Prismatic command will do damage to the face and take away fast the game.
Yeah.
The Boros is at 1 and the Prismatic command. Let's see. Of course, 2 damage and it doesn't matter what he does next. And the winner is Lilium with Demur Control. Lovely. Amazing
Absolutely
game,
beautiful.
amazing game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's go. Game 1 begins right now. begins right now. Ah. All right, let's remake the world in our vision, boys. What do we got? Starting off with a Libic. Special summon a Libic. All right, starting off a little slow. We have to. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh concepts and you know, combo OTK potential versus control, slow and steady control. Which is the better strat? Let's see. Xyz Shokan, turn 1 Beatrice. Let's see. Return of Buster. We saw Buster Blader today. He didn't draw a single weapon loss, so, you know, too bricky, I think. All right. What do we got? It's not stall. It's not. It's Beatrice Pass. What do we got? Any Book of Moon? He's not going to have any of his side deck cards game 1, so, you know, there's that. What's the game plan here? After turn 2, it's stall. Yeah, anything beyond turn 2 is stall, dude. That's the rule. Fuck it. You know, anything after turn 1 is stall. We're in turn 2? Wow, stall. Scoop phase? We'll see. It's not over. Ha! Sends away the Galaxy Wizard. He does have Book of Moon, chat. He was just deciding when to use his skill, I guess. All right. Book of Moon onto the Beatrice. Beatrice detaching Dante and sending from the deck. Probably Kiteroid? No, a Skarm. Maybe he has it in hand. Okay. Okay, Shuffle Reborn. Shuffle Reborn, pretty good card, I would say. Time to Xyz Climb, baby. All right, Photon Summoner hits the board. If you don't win by turn 1, why even play it out? 1 card Xyz, baby. Zodiac time. Damn, Konami doesn't learn their lesson, huh? 1 card Xyz are so broken, dude. I love it. All right, here we go. Goes in, Xyz Summoner. My Galaxy opens up my asshole. Whatever, light summon from the eyes of depths of heaven. Neo Galaxy Eyes. Link ones came early. Negate all effects. So what effects, bro? Rank up Xyz change. Goes into a Cypher Blade. Cypher Blade can pop the Beatrice. Okay. What's the game plan after? Okay, he's gonna go for it. All right, fine. We take those. Cypher Blade Dragon pops Beatrice. Beatrice will float. And he's gonna get a Libic and a Farfa. Okay. Loses his big boy. You're a wizard, Ari! Galaxy Wizard comes out, can add a designated card. Boys, he's popping the fuck off right now. Galaxy 0 can be used. He also has Shuffle Reborn as well. Brings back the Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. 1 card Xyz. Shuffle Reborn to draw a card. What do we top deck? Imagine a Monster Reborn. Did I just speak it into existence? Goes in the Radiance of the Solar System, blah, he passed gas, etc. Armored Xyz! He will get a draw from the Virgil, potentially getting that Kyroid. Let's see. Full armor photon, destroy. Galaxy Sidewinder, draw. Bro! Holy shit! No shot. Bro, I'm cursed. I'm cursed. I'm cursed. That's all. It just comes down to that. The third eye. Yo, chill. There's the Kyroid. He had it in hand the whole time, actually. He had it in hand the whole time. He was chilling. He was chilling. You don't care. Holy fuck, dude. It's turn 3. Stalin. Tro. All right. Shuffle Reborn does lose the Galaxy Wizard as he was unable to use it all end and did not win. I feel like we're down in the BA zone, dude. We're just in the BA zone now, right? 3 big boy monsters. Are they enough? No pops, no material, no nothing. Well, I guess he can rank up. Lucky getting that Kyroid. I mean, I guess he would have, well, if he didn't draw Kyroid, he would have sent it with Beatrice, and then he'd still win, right, with 2 big boy attacks, 4K, 4,500. So, yeah, he needed that. He needed that Kyroid in hand to live there. Turn 3 stall, Sag. Why BA shouldn't be allowed to play Kai? I agree, they shouldn't be able to play Kai. But hey, Kai, no one should be able to play Kai. Let's not stop there. Kai is not a not a fun card. It doesn't promote fun. All right, boys. 3 big boys. Now, if you guys don't know nothing about BA, they do struggle with big bodies. They can take one out with Mind of the Plana, but then what about the rest? He also already lost Virgil, right? I think. Was I hallucinating? Yeah, he lost Virgil as well, so... Ah, it's going to be rough. Easy limit 2 with Beatrice. Beatrice is too new to limit 2 because she's an SR, but there's a chance that might happen in the future. Why is Kai allowed 5 reborns? He's built it. All right. Banishes 1 monster, banishes 2 monsters. Or banish 1 and send the other one to the grave, rather. Okay, Sir comes out. Oh? Oh, it's XCs. I thought he was going to synchro again. Okay. Goes into Dante. Dante, mill. What did he get? He got a Barber and a Lich. Is this finals? It sure is, my brother. All right, deals 450 with the Barber. Oh, banish 1, banish 2. Oh, I thought it was going to be banish 3. Nope, banish 2, Black Luster. Soldier going to use the effect to banish. And Mind of the Plana. That is how he's going to get rid of all the big boy beat sticks with BLS. Holy shit, BLS coming in with the clutch to not only save the game. Oh, that's right, he can't attack after using his effect. But saving the game. And now it's all up into a top deck, dude. Oh my god. Draw. Set. Surrender. Bro, after... It's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in game 2 of Galaxy Eyes versus Burning Abyss. There can only be one winner. And that's you, chat, for supporting DLE and watching our streams. You are the winners. I thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway... Burning Abyss going first. Now remember, Galaxy Eyes, they were lucky that they were able to get a Book of Moon on their second turn. Will they be able to go Book of Moon again? through a almost for sure Beatrice. All right. Goes in Sir Lich. Xyz Summoner. Xyz summons into the Dante. And it goes into Beatrice. Barber being sent. Will he top deck Book of Moon again? Oh, and a set card this time. Oof. Okay. All right. Sweep incoming, you think so? Let's see. Xyz Galaxy. Setting up his field here. What do we got? What are we doing? What are we doing? Galaxy Wizard. You're a wizard, Are. You're a wizard, Are. Galaxy Zero without Book of Mooning. Mystical Space Typhoon is going to stop. MST negates, chat. MST is going to stop because it's an equip card will not be able to get his revival. Oh man, you're a wizard, Are. Actual MST negation. This is rough. This is rough, dude. This is some rough shit right now. Yeah, MST negates. See proof. So any continuous trap, spell, or equip card before their effects can go through, if they are popped with MST, their effect will actually not go off. Field spells as well. They have to hit the board and activate, and then their effects can go off. So MST didn't negate, you know, anything. It's just they never got to activate. Galaxy X Baduzzi coming out, but he still has to deal with the Beatrice. How do we deal with the Beatrice? Galaxy Eyes, Photon Dragon. And it looks like Burning Abyss, man. They were salty. They lost to Necros in the last GGtoor, and they're like, never again. Because this is looking like a GG potentially. A Lich comes out, negate, doesn't matter. Farfa comes out, banish, more important. One card left. Can he do anything? Actually, it doesn't matter. It changed her levels back. Huh. Well, there you go. There you go, boys. We are already in the BA zone. That MST was rough. Goes for the tour guide. Oh my god. Holy shit, he just top decked a tour guide. Wow. I wish I had this luck, dude. Let's go. All right, Xyz Shokan. Yeah, I don't think he's making out of this one, chat. This guy was blessed to win this GGtoor. There's no way. This man was blessed to win this GGtoor. This man was sucking on Jesus' dick, dude. All right. Goes in, mills with the Dante, get rid of the Photon Dragon. Chat, looks like we're approaching the end. 25. Swing, swing, swing. Lethal. And Chagas in a 2-0 sweep. 18 minutes will be your GGtoor champion, boys. every single time in GG.
Welcome on in again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've been staying tuned, and if you have not, this is the Victory Road Unite Clash number 11 featuring GGtoor. I'm Dr. Kendo, and I'm joined by Kanashi once again in the caster's chair, man. What has been the pathway to get here, and what are we looking at next? The Grand Finals.
Yes, we are hopping into the Grand Finals, and we have a ton of really good games for you guys. We just saw for the semifinals, we saw Zeddy Esports versus Maned Wolves. Maned Wolves ended up taking that game. On the other side of the bracket, we had Love D's versus Lucker Bunch, and Lucker Bunch ended up taking that 2-0. And so both of those teams, Lucker Bunch and Maned Wolves, are going to be facing off here in our Grand Finals. And just like every other Unite Clash, it is going to be a best of 5 here. So we are going to have a longer series, but it just results in better games later down the line. We'll see if there's any like shakeups moving forward, or if these two teams just know what they want to play and are really like adamant about it, know exactly the game plan. We'll see if they do change up anything moving forward.
All right, so I want to see everybody in the chat maybe cheer on your favorite teams or just cheer on both of these teams. We want to see you get wild here because we got that Grand Finals. And just as kind of a production note, which I might actually repeat when we get into the match just in case, but we did just want to say, if you're not like an authorized user for these matches, please don't upload them to your, socials or whatever, your channels and stuff. I think in general, it's probably fine to like clip something, of course. We're just talking about kind of re-uploading the whole VOD and stuff. So I think we all get it, right? I don't want to harp too long on that, but anyway, I saw some of y'all in the chat earlier, they were saying GGtoor is the best from Hellraiser Gaming, so we really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And yes, get that bracket pulled up, everybody. It's going to be a doozy. We at least hope it is, Lucker Bunch and Maned Wolves. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, both of these teams really came out swinging, and they know how to utilize the Absol to the best of their ability. So we'll see if anything is going to be switched up as they're going to continue on forward. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting matchup overall, and I am excited to see what they decide to bring right out the gate, as well as some of the adjustments that they'll make later down the line as well.
Sure, so Absol definitely been kind of the champion of today, and the tournament that I did yesterday that you saw, you saw a lot of that Absol, and it's just obviously with the most recent updates and shakeups and workarounds here, Absol just kind of has that even more time to shine, because I think a lot of people, if you follow a lot of the people on Twitter who are in the pro scene and that we see play this game a lot in these tournaments, a lot of them were speaking to that, saying, hey, you took a Pokemon that was like kind of already broken, and like now it's definitely a broken mod, like, so Absol coming out swinging. Let's just hope everybody has the counters for it. It's very likely we're going to see an Absol, but I would say, wait until the roster, which is going to be happening right now.
All right. Yeah, we already just have them locked in. All right, this is going to be fun.
Yep.
We'll see what Arg is going to end up playing. They are one of the kind of random like pickups here. We'll see if that is going to be something that they are used to. On the other side, Sultan is going to be going back to that Delphox that has really helped them out, just dealing a little bit of damage and trying not to lose out on positioning. That fire spin is really important to not only deal damage, it also slows and then also lifts them up and creates a little bit of crowd control for that one specific Pokemon. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they utilize that along with Angel, and if that is going to be enough pressure to go ahead and let them win this game. On the other side, you do have Arg this time picking up that Slowbro. We've seen the Scald come through mainly because it does that attack reduction. So being able to hit that onto Absol as well, plus the chip damage, is just enough sometimes. It's just something that you have to keep in mind as we're going to be continuing on forward with these matches.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the roster picks have happened. We are now about to hear that ready go for this, the first game in our grand finals of Victory Roads Unite Clash, number 11, my friends. And once again, just to make that quick production note, please don't re-upload this as a VOD to your channel unless you're an authorized user to do so. But here we go. We got that 1-1-3, both sides. And of course, both sides going to be running the Absol in the central area.
Yeah, just getting that farm up, trying to keep keep everything flowing to the best of their ability. But we will see how they are going to go ahead and play. You do see the Hoopa from Lucker Bunch already rotating up to top to go ahead and help main Wolves a little bit, just creating a little bit more space for them, as Fappy is going to go ahead and bother Kanai here, and they're going to go ahead and get that quick kill. But now, will it be for free? No, Fappy going to be able to get that stop up, and then Angel's going to get pushed back by Lakoding. So really good heads-up play there. Meanwhile, on the backline, Sanji might be looking for that. Going to go ahead and find one. Gets that last hit as well. Is going to go ahead and bring that down. Early kills going in the way for Lucker Bunch right now.
Definitely solid. And look at that. You're going to get a dunk in. That's going to create that 40 Dunkins right here. Look at this. And then we're going to go ahead and throw in a few more points. Why not? Let Coding go ahead, stack it up. There we go. So Angel coming back in, probably with the Fists of Fury, the Claws of Fury, because yes, that will be the traded KO after coming back right here from Main Wolves. And so the action is already intense. And ladies and gentlemen, we're not even 2 minutes in. So thank you so much for cheering on your favorite members here, or your favorite teammates, I should say. Team members, there we go. I can get the words right. All right, in the chat right here. And just to answer, we are going a best of 5 here for our grand finals.
Yes, we are going to be watching a lot more of these. Sultan dropping dangerously low as well, but you see the way how Lucker Bunch is playing. They're making sure that their top laner is good. They're chasing out Nick. Can they get the last hit? No. Going to be able to save themselves with that little bit of a boost from the goal itself. So overall, great play there. They are taking a little bit more pressure this time onto Man Wolves, and Sanji dropping dangerously low. Are they going to continue the chase as well? We'll see if that is the case. But they are going to try to chase him out. Going to be able to go ahead and rotate. And now it's up to Man Wolves to go ahead and find a way, or Main Wolves, in order to go ahead and try to continue the pressure moving forward. They're looking at Kanai once again. And it's interesting, once again, like Feppy is just up here applying pressure, utilizing Trick to get the speed and allowing for a little bit more damage, as they're going to go ahead and find the opposite number here from Main Wolves.
Absolutely right. So here we go. We got that 720 Bs, and of course, if you're looking at the mini-map or you just know the clockwork in this game, you're going to be looking for Dreadnought. That's generally that first major objective that we'll be looking for. We want to really, again, thank and appreciate everybody there in the chat that's with us, because we are dialing up the intensity here in this grand finals, and we like to see it. So currently, Lucker Bunch already doing really well in that early takedown, with Sanji bringing out their, of course, Main Wolves with their Hoopa is going to help, and that Midnight Slash going down here is kind of a response from both souls here. So this is definitely going to be that knockdown, drag-out fight that we want from the Dreadnought, but Sanji just kind of creating that environment early on that created all of this. Nick again dropping dangerously low. Again, that Blissey and the lasting power has been fun to see, but that ultimately will go to left side team, which is Lucker Bunch, here for that first Dreadnought of the Grand Finals first game.
Yeah, and they have that damage going through. You see the Aura Cannon, and now they're trying to bring down Sultan, which they will. Just applying a ton of pressure here to that front goal. And they're not going to go ahead and break it, but they are going to apply a little bit of pressure. And now you already see the team rotating top, and this is one of the few times where we've seen Lucker Bunch utilize Trick rather than having to utilize a hyperspace hole. Might be a miss. It might have been a miss skill, but overall it's been working out for them in order to continue the chase and chase down some of these characters that are a little bit more problematic when it comes down to like speed and damage in general.
Yeah, definitely right. And so Nick, once again, just kind of by the hair on our chinny chin chin, we're going to barely escape that once again with that Blissey. And Nick tries to come back in, actually, instead of just sort of recovering fully, and will drop down. Finally, you bring down the Juggernick instead of Juggernaut, right? Anybody? Okay. Anyway, the Rotom right here going to be our next objective right here. Thank you, Kadashi. Courtesy Chuckle, baby. All right, so Lucker Bunch going to go ahead and bring this on through. We're going to get that Rotom and create that pressure again on the top path.
Yeah, this is a really interesting play, and like as stated, the trick into Phantom Force, like it's allowing the team to get super aggressive and then be able to not only be aggressive, but also take space and then go ahead and get out as well. Just because it does give them the same option, gives them the same abilities as whatever ability they last used. So if you are under Trick and you happen to use Phantom Force, the other Pokemon has the ability to Trick as well. So it's just really good overall, and utilizing that in order to rotate rather than the hyperspace hole has been pretty good for them overall.
Yeah. Well, you saw Coding earlier, unfortunately losing their lives there for that KO. It was looking like the escape was imminent, though, and that was the surprising thing, was just kind of a hyperspace hole at the last second. A few things that made that turn the other direction. But look at this. Left side team, so Lucker Bunch doing really well against all odds, right? They are going to go ahead and secure another Dread, and we've got the shields, the experience that come with that, and then the push that often follows as well. So you are going to see, of course, Maine Wolves lose their Absol, but then try to come back into all this. Sanji going to just take a nice, easy, calm, cool, and collected, right? We're going to not KO. We're going to TP back to base and then be ready for some more KOs to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're playing it nice and safe, but overall, Lucker Bunch just applying so much pressure to these front 2 goals, and could potentially go ahead and take the Rotom as well. We'll see if that is the case moving forward. But now they're looking at the Bliss Assistance is going to be able to keep them up for a little bit. They do have a lot that they can recover if they happen to have it in time, but no, they don't. Blissey, Superior getting that quick slap in and trying to push him into the Midnight Slash. Not going to happen. The Blissey is going to go down, Wand going to go down, and now Sanji's on the hunt, looking for more. Happens to get one more, looking for Nick this time. That's going to be 2 minimum, now getting the 3rd. Will they score on this? No, it's not going to be the case, as Maine Wolves is starting to go ahead and apply a little bit more pressure here. Going to go ahead and look at that Rotom that Sanji clearly has in his sights. See if they happen to take this, or if there's going to be a little bit more pressure coming out from Lucker Bunch.
Sanji, you're looking very aggressive and in kind of the best way disgusting, right? Because we're just linking these combos. We're getting off all of this with our Absol, the Psycho Cuts and everything. So it's looking pretty beautiful, I'd say. But wow, we're going to notice a takedown right here. It was certainly not really in the right neighborhood, I guess, if you were Kanai right there for Maine Wolves. That's their Lucario. And so right now, Arg still just withstanding all of it. That name almost fits for what he must be saying during all this time. Arg, ouch. And so anyway, that, of course, Slowbro finally going to be brought down, but it was not without a lot of kind of making that life worth it,
Yeah, just having to trade out so much is important for them. The Coding trying to look for Angel right now as they try to juke their way through. Might have the speed here, not going to quite get out as he knows that he wants to go back home. A nice last hit there. 2 minutes just about to roll up, so the Zapdos just spawning in right now. We'll see how Lucker Bunch and Maine Wolves are going to go ahead and face off here. We do see the Hoops Unbound coming out from Feppy early, trying to deal a little bit of damage onto Nick at the moment. Can they get this? And they are still looking at the Zapdos. The damage coming through, and the Oracan is going to go ahead and clean that up as well. So really good job by Lucker Bunch. Keep their foot on the gas, and they are going. Trying to go ahead and get that damage through. Angel's going to go ahead and clean up 1 at least. But Sultan trying to maybe climb their way back with this quick score up here with the 50 dunk, turning into 100, and just make it really tough for Maine Wolves in order to play the comeback game as Lucker Bunch is slowly starting to respawn in.
There was the Hundo Duncan, ladies and gentlemen. Pokemon Unite runs on Hundo, so here we are. We're going to teleport back and then teleport back on in. And so here it is. It's going to be Maine Wolves dropping in another 66 with all point values doubled. This can look nice. You can even drop in some 12s, and you're going to result in 24. So obviously, math looking good when the point values are doubled. It's just, I think this might be a little bit too steep of a hill to climb for Maine Wolves, even though it was looking a little bit good. Trying to make that kind of last little push, even though you're losing here by points. And so ultimately, it's just now we can see the devastation, right? Lucker Bunch is now brought into Platoon, and they're going to go ahead and get in an 84 on this goal, and that's really going to solidify things because Maine Wolves are dropping. It's looking pretty tough, so there it is. That's going to be the surrender.
Yeah, they already knew that there wasn't going to be a way to catch up, especially after the next 100 finally went through the net. So overall, good play by them and continuing on with the pressure. And yeah, Lucker Bunch is going to be taking game number 1, just applying a lot of pressure with that Absol, and playing a really tight game overall. Lakota taking home the crown there as well.
With a final score of 457 for Lucker Bunch to 191 for Maine Wolves, we can obviously see the picture of that match. But again, like the previous one that we were talking about with these line graphs, we really did know what the illustration of that match would look like. You know, this is it. It was crystal clear to us. I think, you know, Lucker Bunch obviously holding on to that lead basically the entire way through. It just got bigger and bigger as the match went on.
Yeah, they just held on to it, didn't really give them any time to play around, and kept their foot on the gas. It was just a really good play by Lucker Bunch, and hopefully, you know, Maine Wolves will make a response, have a response to this. But overall, Lucker Bunch played a really tight game, and it worked out in their favor.
And so we should be moving on, of course, to the other details as well here pretty soon. There it is. Okay, so I was going to say, once we see this, we can see, obviously, who's got the damage, you know, who's been packing it. I think we kind of know, though, largely from what we've seen so far. Angel, obviously, with our Absol, but then Lakota. I mean, Lakota's been stacking up with these Absol players, so we'd love to see that 90K right here, you know, almost matching that 105K there from Angel. We're looking solid.
You have to also give a little bit of credit to Feppy. It's one of those few games where the actual pickup of Trick really helped out the rest of the team. You would think, oh, hyperspace hole is the way to go just because you have, you know, mobility in order to get around and stuff. But when your team is as aggressive as Sanji and Lakota, if you happen to give them the proper Phantom Force Trick, they can be as aggressive as possible. And then when they're ready, they can just go back in to a safe distance and then just back out of the entire fight. So overall, really good play by Lucker Bunch. We'll see how Maine Wolves are going to go ahead and make that adjustment moving forward.
That's right. A nice 171 dunked in from Lakota as well. I mean, they're wearing the crown for a reason, right? Sultan, of course, with a 100 right there. Kind of ditto, you could say, to that same point. And so we'll try to get you this action as quick as we possibly can, but just in case anyone is just now joining us, you're seeing the first game play out right now for the grand finals, and the victory handedly goes to Lucker Bunch for that one. We're gonna have to see. Maine Wolves, you got an uphill fight probably, but how can we do this? Well, we not only have to stop that Absol dead in its tracks, but also we just notice how Lakota's been playing this whole time. If Maine Wolves has kept their eyes on this, then they're definitely going to want to shut that down as well. So, I mean, then you've got Arg there as that slow bro who is just lasting out through so many of these fights. It was everybody playing their role, but it was brutal, you know? Like, it's going to be quite the fight.
Yeah, they aren't making it easy, and it's not going to be any easier, especially moving into this game number 2. You have a team that's confident and ready to go. And we'll see if there are going to be any adjustments moving forward, whether it is the switch of the Delphox, even the Lucario for the other side. We'll see if there are changes. I mean, we saw a lot of Serena earlier. We might see that come back as well. We will see how well these teams, or how deep their pockets are, how deep can they go in terms of the Pokemon Unite roster. And hopefully we get to see somebody who is really good at what they do, and we'll see how well these two teams are going to go ahead and face off. You know, once again, grand finals are a best of 5. This is only game number 2, and Lucker Bunch has the lead at the moment with just 1 win, and we still have a lot more game to go.
Absolutely right. So I'm sure we'll be seeing that in mere moments, but go ahead in the chat if there's anything that you have to say about these matches. We want to hear it, or which team you're cheering on. Of course, we love to see that stuff in the chat. Otherwise, just thank you so much for being with us here. Kanashi, I cannot believe we've gotten in the double digits on our Victory Road Unite clashes. So this one being 11, it's like you would think we've seen it all, and I don't think we ever do. You know, there's always something I feel that's kind of new in each one that can give us some flavor. And the flavor of the day, I guess, for this one has been Absol, of course. You know, and how do you counter that? How epic does it do, and then how do you shut it down? That's the point, right?
Yeah, it's just like it, as you stated, you know, there was a patch that kind of made Absol was kind of busted to start, and then they're like, how about we overtune it just a little bit? And by a little bit, they meant a lot of bit, and then it turned it into the monster that is able to make Zapdoses disappear. So I do think that it is really important to make sure that you're prioritizing those levels for the Absol in terms of the damage, but we are getting into the next game. We'll see how the roster shakes up, if there's anything that is going to surprise us moving forward.
And so, here we go. Surprises. Sultan going to be going with that A9, so we love to see Alolan Ninetales around here. I think you guys know that. Arg, actually, are we going to go with Pikachu, or are we going to remain that tank? Because right now, the way that you're set up over there on that right side, and of course, just do keep in mind, viewers, so it's not jarring, they do switch sides each match. So, obviously, our main Wolves over there on the purple this time. But, like I was saying, your team comp over there on the right is like all still the same except for that one player. So there it is. We're going with that Slowbro very likely. And the green check mark will confirm for us. You're going to have that tanky Slowbro. And let's just hope that this A9 can do something here. We do have the slowing power. Kanashi, do we have anything else to note about Alolan Ninetales going up against that team comp?
It's mainly going to have to do some kiting. It's going to have to stay away for majority of the fight and utilize the space that it can make. We don't know if most likely it's going to be the Aurora Veil. Aurora Veil right clicks, we do see the X attack coming through, so I'm expecting that to be the pick, but if it's not, you know, Blizzard Avalanche is still nothing to scoff at.
Yep, more power to him, right? So anyway, we're going to go ahead, hear this ready, go for Game 2 of our Grand Finals of the Victory Road Unite Clash number 11. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, the central area very likely will be inhabited by these Absols. So yes, we will see that transpire. And of course, 1-1-3, where you send your Lucarios up top, everybody else going to the bottom path. And it's all taking place as we expect that fight here for the Audino, of course. Kind of that little mini Dreadnought almost, but yeah, that Audino's going down right away, and then that team fight, of course, that kind of takes place. It's like a miniature team fight as well.
Yeah, they utilize that in order to make sure that they have the level advantage moving forward into the rest of the lane, you know. Big difference between level 3 and 4 for a lot of these Pokemon, so yeah, gotta utilize however much you can get as early as you can get, so really big overall.
Lucker Bunch right now looking decent with that 16, of course 19 as we're talking, but it's very close with that 12, and we're only a minute in, so that's going to be very typical. Go back, get these citrus berries, and then you're actually going to see a few of these larger dunks for such an early part of this game. So when you got 16, that's looking nice, and then Sanji going to go ahead and bring them down. So Absol on Absol, going to go for Orange Absol.
Yeah, just trying to bring down as much as possible, but Lakoding still dealing that damage, trying to push him towards the team. Already has the first KO, and now is looking at Kanai. Can they have it to get that? No, they are going to go ahead and bring down Lakoding, but it's a lot of pressure has been already applied by Lucker Bunch, especially on that top goal.
Yeah, so while top path's in a little bit of danger, we're also seeing the main Wolves push back a little bit there on that bottom path. Luckily, we're going to see a swing here with that KO, and then we can go ahead and nice hyperspace hole, right? Get our healings in, then come right back into this fight very quickly. And so with that, top path trying to look to maybe bounce this back, right? Because we're going to target Feppy right here, maybe pull out this KO on that support. There it is. And Lakoding says, I want to punish that, but obviously your numbers are down just a little bit. Gonna steal some of that wild, though. This is gonna be very nice. So Lakoding gotta punish in one way or another, right? And that's how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, and they are trying to grab whatever they can here, and Lakoding gonna go ahead and bring up a couple friends here, including Sanji, as they're gonna go ahead and get that E-Speed reset and the damage through, trying to dunk as much as possible into this front goal. They're leaving it at a number above 20, just potentially if they do grab the Rotom, it won't deactivate it immediately. So I think that is the play. Actually, it's at 17. So maybe it is just time to go ahead and just score. Try to get this as close as possible to 1 and then just see what you can get.
Yep, I mean, you bring up a valid point, though, about if you were going to wait for that Rotom and do it that way. But anyway, we are going to likely see this turn to Dreadnought with our focus. But before that happens, you're noticing 2 drop right there from main Wolves. So Lucker Bunch really does want to keep applying this pressure. This play has been pretty aggressive, and you do feel sometimes a little bit better as that team that won the game number 1, of course. So if you have that victory kind of under your belt, maybe you're in their head a little bit, you know, and so as the other team that lost it, the onus really is on you, right? Man, lots of damage right here, and unfortunately actually teleported back. Not sure if that was meant to happen or not, but A9 could have possibly pulled off the last second clutch KO, and it will not happen right here.
Yeah, they're just trying to deal whatever damage they can, as Manned Wolves just trying to zone out Lucker Bunch as they make their approach onto this Dreadnought. See how the team is going to go ahead and play this out. Lucker Bunch is going to go ahead and secure it down. They're looking at the A9 now, hopping inside of its own Aurora Veil to go ahead and get its boosted attacks going for them. It's not going to be the case, as they are going to have to back up. We do see Angel trying to deal a little bit of damage, but it looks like the side of Lucker Bunch are going to actually pop their Unite move, go ahead and create more space for the team. Damage coming through, already losing a couple members of Lucker Bunch, and now it's just down to these two. Can they survive the push? They do have ultimate mode Hoopa at the moment, and they are just ready to go. But Maned Wolves now looking to apply a little bit more pressure to that front goal.
And pressure will be applied. Look at that. That's to the 40 right in the nick of time right there. So Maned Wolves, very nice to dunk that in right here, because we're going to see that shifted the score, obviously. But it's that little bit of motivation, too. So you can't count out that mental factor of it. Then you see a drop, though, unfortunately, of our support. Once again, our Hoopa here for Maned Wolves. Now they need to kind of just regroup and see if we can defend some of these pushes, because Lucker Bunch is really trying to push back. That's exactly what's occurred, right? So we are noticing some KOs, but also the scores to make this into their favor by 2. And so Kanashi, this is kind of where pushes are going to be happening on both paths, but really this bottom one's getting beat, really to death, I would say. And so there it is. The snow globe is popped from A9. Still looking to be in a little bit of trouble, though, so I wouldn't feel too comfortable after that. It, tried with all its might and then finally brought down.
Yeah, and they're just trying to zone and create some more pressure and spacing for the rest of the team to go ahead and score and dunk in here. And it looks like they are just going to opt to break that bottom one just so they don't have better positioning for Dreadnought moving forward and in the next 10 seconds.
Right, like that's kind of a base level thing too. You think about, well, you have a little bit more speed when you've got your goals up, you got that HP regen and stuff, so those are just sort of the basics. But even with that, the XP is going to be different too, where the wild Pokemon spawn. And so anyway, now setting up for that Dreadnought. This is that second fight. You usually see it. There's the rings unbound for both teams, bringing in everybody. So we got all hands on deck, but some of them dropping from Maned Wolves. Not looking good for them, because he has right side team. That's Lucker Bunch. We'll go ahead and pick this up after a full team wipe down there at the Dread. So they now have their pick. What do? Well, we rack up these points. We maybe either go score or do like this. We're going to TP back to base for a little bit of that mobility to try to make another move.
Yeah, and they are going to have to figure out how they want to go ahead and push into this. I mean, Maned Wolves are not that far behind either, so it's just a matter of finding a little bit of footing and continuing to push with that pressure and create an opening for your team.
Definitely so. So we're going to see leg holding right now, caught up by that A9. That'll obviously slow you down with that slowing effect. And then the snow globe at the last second after that Aura Cannon went down. And so here it is, folks, the knockdown drag-out fight already taking place right here. And we're going to have a little bit of time before Zap, of course. Now we're turning it around on Lucker Bunch. So Maned Wolves coming with that push that they needed. You did notice, though, on the bottom path, there was a small push over there by Lucker Bunch. So while all this distraction was happening, luckily we're going to see what a goal. Yes, that 50 is going to feel really nice in the pockets of Maned Wolves here, and to be deposited is going to look nice, but still not quite get them the lead as we enter that 3-minute mark.
Yeah, we are entering into 3 minutes, which, gives you about a minute before the final stretch. We do see them prioritizing Zapdos here for the side of Maned Wolves, just to apply a little bit of pressure moving forward into the Zapdos play later. Arg definitely not getting out of that. It should be more like oof at the moment. Lakoding trying to go ahead and clean up the rest of it. Happens to find one, but Lakoding dropping dangerously low, and Kanai going to be able to clean that up. We'll see if the Rotom is going to go ahead and push, but it looks like it is going to go ahead and be defended at the moment. But we have about 30 seconds or so until the final stretch starts up, and we have Zapdos in play.
You probably noticed, Kanashi, but viewers at home, Maned Wolves was at a little bit of an impasse of what to do with that Rotom. It's how much do you walk it in, and try to push with it, and then how much do you let it go, and then try to, of course, leave them to defend, and you'll go and, tend to other things, of course. But what that ended up doing was, of course, Lucker Bunch, it was kind of like a hybrid of those two options, and Lucker Bunch was able to obviously defeat the Rotom quick enough and just kind of get every member really positioned really well, because we can see that happening right here for the final stretch. I mean, everybody's hiding out in the tall grass that needs to, and I think we just got that song and dance, right? We have to figure out if you're Lucker Bunch, you're kind of getting the high ground, I would call it, you know, metaphorically, of course. But here it is. We're going to start that engage, and it looks like Maine Wolves, though, doing a lot of good work here on the bottom of this, like, legendary pit area, basically, because the rings are unbound. That means anybody can teleport if they need to enter this team fight even closer. Everyone was around. It's just, were they actually on that team fight? And so that's just an even closer, even easier mobility for it. So look at that. We're going to see some drops right here from Lucker Bunch. 3, and of course 1 right now from Maine Wolves, but we did have to see Lucario teleport back, and so here it is. Angel going to be bringing down Sanji, and that is definitely going to be painful for Lucker Bunch. They needed that muscle, they needed that might, and the devastation, I guess, that was normally brought on by Sanji. But we also do have like coding over there if you're Lucker Bunch, so looking solid. Kanashi, look at this, the zap goes down to 90 and below, and there it is. Lucker Bunch going to come in and take that from right underneath their noses.
Yeah, it was really close overall, and they are going to try to go ahead and score. As you still see, it's not over yet. They are still only down by a little bit, and I speak of the devil, they are going to go ahead and score 100 for free. Superior now has to go ahead and figure out if he has a way of scoring here, considering that Maine Wolves literally just dunked in their bottom one, and they have to score at least 8. We'll see if that is the case. They are going to get brought down, and now they have to figure out if they have the lead right now. Maine Wolves has the lead. They're going to continue it. They're not going to be contested here, and they are going to continue on with the pressure that is starting it out here. And wow,
yeah,
it's one of those ones where you didn't think the late Zapdos would mean a lot, but they really did take advantage of what they could score there.
Well, it was really interesting, you know, because for the Zap to go to Lucker Bunch, but then for Maine Wolves to kind of come back from that after a match that was definitely tough for them. Major props. So that's a 292 is that final score for Maine Wolves here for 264, and that's for Lucker Bunch. So we're seeing now a 1-1.
Yeah, it's all tied up here at 1 apiece right now, but Maine Wolves like play that pretty well, honestly. Like they were just waiting for Lucker Bunch to go ahead and start it, and then they go in and steal the last hit. It works best for them. But yeah, 292 to 264. That's final score. And overall, just a really good play by both teams.
Looking very good. I mean, that was the illustration, right, of this match. So, like I said, it was an uphill fight, but Maine Wolves pulling it off. And so, yeah, Anime Lou said MW could have this. I know we're on a delay on the chat, so yeah, it's going to be fun to see you guys watch that take place. Yeah, they said they got it. So you are right. Anyway, there's our damage markers right here. Like Holding once again coming out swinging, but obviously Angel right there. We love to see that from Maine Wolves with that 107k, and like Holding at 106. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah, just a lot of damage coming out from both sides, and I feel like it is a overall like good composition coming out from both teams. We'll see if there is going to be any switch ups moving forward, but yeah, definitely a nail biter, definitely getting close.
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and of course bring you this action as quick as we can. Obviously all the behind the scenes logistics have to take place and whatnot to get these two teams, and they will be switching sides. So once again, just keep in mind our Maine Wolves were purple that time. Lucker Bunch is going to go ahead and take that purple. The Maine Wolves will take the orange. So just so that's not a jarring experience for our viewers. But I would say, you know, to Kanashi, but also to the viewers at home, this is what we like to see. I think we've seen a lot of those types of games today in this whole Victory Road tourney for us. These are games that are won by one team, then won by the other, and then they're back and forth. And, you know, it keeps people on the edge of their seats, I would say, sometimes when this happens.
Yeah, it's a very close match overall. We do have high damage coming out from the Absol and the Lucario respectively.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there is a lot that needs to keep going. I would like to continue on with this. You know, it is 1-1 Lucker Bunch and Maine Wolves. Maine Wolves is from Brazil, so once again South America. And Lucker Bunch, I believe, is an NA team, so we'll see how this goes and plays ahead.
At least largely. So yeah, let's see. Okay, you were answering the chat right there. I was just about to answer it, but yes, and I love to see the Go MW. So we have our fans of Maine Wolves right here. Surely we have some Lucker Bunch fans too, you guys. Absolutely amazing. And so, like we say, we'll just bring you the competition as soon as we can right here. I guess on any other, like, let's think about predictions, right? And so the prediction of which Pokemon is not being used, essentially, like in the roster of Unite that we really want to see come into prevalence. So this doesn't mean, one that's not here yet, but we're talking about the ones that are here. Who do we see and want to kind of get their day? Maybe it's get their day back or get their spotlight, That's the question. Fun hypothetical.
Yeah, as a support defender for me mainly. I wouldn't mind seeing, Snorlax becoming a little bit more of a popular pick, especially since X Speed is now like the go-to item. You're allowed to push them while you're holding up your shield. Really important. I also do think that there was Wigglytuff. I don't know what happened to Wigglytuff. It is a harder setup, but it is definitely one of the ones that, like, you do have a crowd control stopping ultimate. You have a form of crowd control with either Sing or Rollout, and then double slap as well if you happen to use it, or Dazzling Gleam. So really interesting match overall, and we'll see if somebody will go ahead and pick that up, but I doubt it.
Definitely doubt it as well. It's kind of been the forgotten little stepchild, maybe, of Pokemon Unite. I don't know. It's been just kind of that forgotten Pokemon now, and it is sad. It's kind of, as we've discussed, we've seen it in the previous Victory Roads, let's say, several months ago, for a while. So, yeah, Wigglytuff, unsung. But I'm actually going to echo what VTuber Pinky was saying. I want more Mamoswine. And I think they're trying to bring Mamo up. They brought a little bit up here in the updates, but clearly we have not seen it in the tourney scene. I was watching the tourney, casting a tourney yesterday. Kanashi was watching it. We didn't see no Mamos, and clearly we're not seeing Mamo yet. So Mamoswine doesn't have its day. I'm also a fan of Decidueye. I don't think Decidueye is necessarily out of the spotlight, but I don't think it's like fully in it either. I just love seeing Decidueye play. So here we go, though. You're seeing Sultan gonna go ahead and pick up the Pikachu as the decision right here, but we're still sticking with the Absols all around. We got our Slowbro up there for Arg, and so yeah, we're largely looking at a similar game here. It's just always seeming to fall on Sultan as the one that's going to be picking up a new choice each time.
Yeah, and it's just applying a little bit of pressure and, element of surprise, as you would say. It continues to push in so far, so we'll see how it goes.
We're seeing in the chat the point that Blissey counters Wiggly, so rip. So I think essentially I was trying to pose the question that it would be like, well, can they bring one of these Pokemon up to more of a prevalence, and get it more in the spotlight? And so we would hope that, of course, in that process, it would maybe help a little bit against its counters. But you're right, Blissey, definitely prevalent, but would Blissey be as prevalent if Wigglytuff was more prevalent? That would be the question.
Yeah, and I feel like there is that one thing where it's like all of these Pokemon have an out and have a counter to them. I know that we're going to have more, so at some point there will be other ones that counter other ones. We're just going to have to think of it more as like a huge rock, paper, scissors game right now. But Maned Wolves definitely applying the pressure first, just getting that quick 7 dunk in. And we'll see if Lucker Bunch happens to have an answer for this.
So, of course, waiting for those APOM, right? So they needed to decide, hey, can I get these? Is this the time? So, yes, it does look like it's the time, right, can I? So there you go. I'm going to pick those up. And then, obviously, Pikachu coming out the gates right here with a lot of damage. And Nick, luckily, going to evolve, get us a little bit more HP because dropping down very low. And this allows, actually, Sultan to kind of hit this Slowpoke that's trying to pursue. So Arg really trying to overstep and get that, and it looks like it will be punished. So Maned Wolves, wonderful job there in that little exchange, I would say, between actually making 2, I think, from Lucker Bunch drop out. So very, very well done.
Yeah, now they're looking at Lakoding, just chipping away at him a little bit. But overall, Maned Wolves has to switch up the way how they've been playing, especially after match number 1. They saw how aggressive Lucker Bunch can be if you give them the space and or resources to go ahead and do it. And Maned Wolves is just more, or Maned Wolves is playing a little bit further back and just trying to continue to farm up and get whatever chip damage they can.
Definitely so, and Kanai actually dropping a little bit low right there, but seems to have everything kind of under control, so we're looking good. Sultan also dropping low right there as that Pikachu but we're trying to regroup, and it's not anything that's going to be too devastating quite yet. We're still early on in this matchup. Only 7 points scored in though so far, though, and oftentimes, you know, you will see those 1 through 6, 1 through 8, you know, scored by Lucario and stuff. So again, it's a little bit rare to not see more points than that on the board, but hey, it's completely fine. We're looking at a relatively even push for both teams and even effort for both teams here in this Pokemon Unite. It's the Victory Road Unite Clash number 11, you guys.
Yeah, we're still continuing on with that pressure as Maned Wolves is just playing it nice and slow, happen to get the bees, and now they're going to go ahead and teleport down to bottom. Now you have to play around the fact that you have Trick. You cannot quick rotate down there, so it's going to be on Lucker Bunch to go ahead and play back a little bit and hope that they don't get insta-picked right now.
Go the ways of old, where you actually walk. Back in my day, we used to walk. Okay, so here we go. Dreadnought's actually going to get bursted down very fast. Lucker Bunch, though, going to go ahead and take that. It did look like we saw a lot of orange to begin with. And ultimately, Lucker Bunch there, that purple squad, is going to have the numbers, they're going to have the takedowns, they're going to get the dread. So it's looking good now if you're Lucker Bunch, because you're going to go ahead and dunk in with that motivation, that steamrolling, right? It's snowballing, maybe. So there it goes. All the effects taking place are going to forget a little bit of damage, but hey, we're still stacked right now. And they're trying to make the punishment on Superior this time, if you're main Wolves, but not really either of them going to drop. You're going up against these tanks, so it's looking kind of how it was expected to go, I would say.
Yeah, and now they're already looking at top. They said, hey, we lost the first objective. Let's try to go and get to the last bit here. But yeah, they are trying to go ahead and figure out what they want. Here's the Midnight Slash to go ahead and open things up. Looking at Feppy, but he is going to be able to get out of there, utilizing that initial Phantom Force to go ahead and push. We are looking at the next one. AR going to go ahead and shred up the Pikachu. Now they might set their eyes on Rotom, but instead they're looking for Angel. They're trying to apply the pressure and get them out of the spot, but there's a quick 40 dunk coming in through. Now he's trying to go ahead and finish this off. It's not going to happen.
And Select Coding definitely running a little bit of distraction, of course. Maybe that allowed Lucker Bunch to get a lot more of these hits on that Rotom, because they will go ahead and secure that. But you're noticing the push, though, that comes afterwards, because obviously a lot of those numbers were maybe distracted by Leg Coding and kind of taking care of that, but then they all pushed together afterwards, and so they've let the Rotom touch down, but you see what the result was. You know, they made this major push on the top path, and again, it's looking good right here for MW.
Yeah, now it's just a matter of where... Oh, well, we're about to get to the second Dreadnought right now. We'll see how well the positioning comes out from either Maned Wolves or Lucker Bunch, as they are slowly starting to approach each other here.
All right, Juan gonna go ahead and drop down this as the ring's unbound, and that's both teams, but left side team will quickly pick up this second Dread. And so with all the teams teleporting, though, we do have that full team fight. Who's gonna drop first? It looks like some of Lucker Bunch, but also you're gonna lose Lucario here for Main Wolves, and we are so close to actually seeing Feppy drop. There it is, before he can get to the citrus berries. That will be another drop. Look at this, absolutely disgusting. So wonderful job from Angel, as that Absol making a mad tear.
Yeah, looking to go ahead and get out of this fight with as much damage as possible. Still a little bit behind, but that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. As we see Lucker Bunch trying to catch up and trying to figure out how they want to approach the rest of this game.
Right, that's the point, right, is that we're only an 8-point difference right here and still have just about 2 minutes until that final stretch. So you guys, here's another one of those team fights, and these are all just pretty knockdown drag out, and so that's a great way to describe them, I would say. Look at this, you know, Main Wolves actually having the numbers advantage, but so many of them dropped pretty low right there. And so here we go. That's going to be a nice overcap with those 46 points on a goal that had like, what, 8 or 9 points on it. So, yeah, looking very, very solid if you're Main Wolves right now. Just kind of keep this up. If you can keep this going into that final stretch, maybe win that Zapdos, of course. You would like that. We did see what happened last game, though. It was not required to win that Zap to also win the game.
Yeah, it's just a matter of if they happen to play more default to prevent the initial scoring, it would have been different. But they do see the Rotom slowly marching towards their tier 2. We'll see if that is the case, as the team has to now deal with this Lakoding in dangerous position, going to get brought down by the Blissey, and now the rest of the team is trying to figure out how to climb back in and how to go ahead and apply this pressure, especially moving into this final stretch here.
picks, right? Rotom kind of picking, and everyone else is just poking and prodding, but picking at all those players from Lucker Bunch. But it's looking good for them because they don't have to contend with that anymore, and before Zapdos, of course, as well. So right now, I think we're seeing a lot of regrouping, of course, but also that push on the top path. So I was going to say what happens here might dictate how we move forward, but I don't know, it just keeps kind of going back and forth, and there's going to be a hyperspace hole on that goal. And then you're actually going to see Blissey drop down right here at the hands of Angel. They're going to see if they can go ahead and burst down this Dread. It looks like they will be able to. You got two of them on it right there with Nick and Angel. They're going to go ahead and take this, but look at that. There's a 50 scored in, all while that's transpiring. So what did you need? Well, that levels, that experience, probably good. Of course, you did give up that goal on the top path, but, you know, it's not the end of the world either. So we're going to see maybe this team fight take place right here. Hey, look at that. We got the rings unbound already in the choke. And so that's going to bring Maine Wolves anybody they need. And there's the rings unbound to answer from Lucker Bunch. Here it is, that Zapdos fight in the final stretch. Whichever team wins this, of course, is going to now put them in a win advantage. But it's a best-of-5 set, ladies and gents. So we got that Zapdos going way down right here, and Lucker Bunch solid because they bring them down with that full team wipe and then just easily bring down that Zapdos like it was a bug. And then we want to thank so much Indie Bear for coming in with that massive raid. We really do appreciate it. Hope your stream went really well as we notice, of course, the opposing team surrenders. That's going to be Maine Wolves right there. Unfortunately, have to throw up the GG Kanashi. They're raising that white flag. So we'll see what that final score breakdown. We're looking at that final score of 218 to 206.
Yeah, overall a close game. You know, they stopped it immediately after the Zapdos, so no extra scoring, but definitely leaning more in favor of Lucker Bunch in that moment. So I do like the way how they're playing now. They are just playing it nice and slow, happening to find a couple picks with Lakoding and Sanji. Just really good pressure overall, and I'm ready to go ahead and see them play even more. You know, we are only on game 3. This is a best-of-5 grand final, so if Lucker Bunch happens to steal one more, it is the game. It is the match, and they will be the winners of Clash number 11. Meanwhile, the Maine Wolves just doing what they do best, just trying to figure out what they want to do next, and if they happen to make the right choice, you know, bring this into a game number 5 for us.
Our line graph here shows us just how close it was for the beginning of the game, but then it really took off after that. So then we'll get a look at the breakdown of all the damage and things, the scores. So here you go. You got scores all over the board, which looks nice. Of course, when you consider a surrender, you know, the scores are going to look a little bit different like that. It's going to look a little lower, not in the hundreds and things. So anyway, notice obviously that 72K and the 83K here for Maine Wolves. That's, of course, going to be our Kanai on Lucario, Angel on our Absol. Very, very nice, wonderful, but obviously everyone else on all across the board, largely, of course, everybody kind of doing their role, right? You know, we see our Feppy here at 22K, you know, but obviously much of the recovery for other people, Superior there with that massive recovery, so it's all kind of looking how it should.
Yeah, it's looking really good overall by both of these teams. Pretty close too. I just think that they have to figure out a way how to stop not only Lakoding but also Sanji, and continue to push on forward, and hopefully they can continue to snowball that into something crazier.
We're actually seeing in our chat, MW Wolren said, damn, I told him not to surrender. I'm sorry, viewers. Hey, you don't have to apologize. This was, I mean, it was a good match, my friends. And so now with Lucker Bunch, as Kanashi noted before, if you're just now joining us from Indie's raid, let's say, you might have seen the numbers, but just in case, we want to maybe update you that Lucker Bunch is now with 2 wins here in the grand finals to that 1 victory right now for Maine Wolves. So obviously the onus really is on Maine Wolves to try to come up with some kind of victory here. And it's going to be a tall order. That's kind of the word I like to use for these sorts of scenarios, because that is a team that is going to be putting up definitely a big resistance there on Lucker Bunch. Kanashi already noted Lakoding, but also Sanji, and so we're looking at those two as top damage dealers, often top scorers, and so it's again, it's going to be massive.
Yeah, it is definitely an uphill battle for the side of Maine Wolves. I do think that they have what it takes. We've seen them; they literally won the first match here, so it's just a matter of them getting that like snowball back, figuring out a way how to push back against Lucker Bunch and letting their main two people, Lakoding and Sanji, just farm, and how to stop that overall. If they happen to get those things working for them, we will definitely have a bigger match on our hands, and hopefully a closer series moving forward. But once again, that was game number 3. It is not over. It is a best of 5. We still have one more match minimum, 2 more matches maximum, and we will see if that snowballs into something later down the line, or how these teams are going to end up playing against each other.
So we hope to bring that action to you as soon as possible, ladies and gentlemen. I think many of you know, if you watch these tourneys often, if you're coming from Indie Stream, you know, welcome on in. But we just want to say, just in case you're unaware of all the logistics going on behind the scenes, there's a lot of point people. You know, you got your captains on the teams, you got your managers, or you got the TOs. Everyone's got to just kind of coordinate, and they'll communicate with each other here behind the scenes. And so from us as a caster's perspective, this is always the time that we either choose to create a discussion, or we just sweat a little bit while we wait, you know, kind of, okay, how quick are they going to get into this match, you know, and we don't want to rush anybody who needs to get things done, of course. So obviously we're not saying, you know, to not pump the brakes if it needs to happen. Obviously, you know, we don't want any disconnects or anything to mess up the tournament experience. So anyway, thank you so much for being here with us. Victory Roadie Night Clash number 11. And I'm seeing Lingy in the chat, one of my most favorite people in Pokemon Unite. We love Lingy, part of the Gigalings, and so happy to see you here joining us. And everybody, sound off. Who do you want to win? Who are you cheering on? Maybe it's both teams, maybe it's the maned Wolves, the M-Dubs, or maybe it's that squad of Lucker Bunch.
And we will be hopping right into the character picks, character selection right now. Looks like, you know, Lucker Bunch just sticking to their guns, something that is very consistent. I feel like the thing that we have to see moving forward is what is Sultan's pick? Sultan so far has been the one who has been kind of the random pick here, and that is the thing that's going to determine whether they move forward or if they are going to go ahead and get caught up here. So we'll see where Sultan is, if they are going to pick. If they fell in, it looks like Pikachu at least is hovered right now, and it's going to be selected, so it's going to be a Pikachu moving forward into this potentially final game here, as Lucker Bunch has a lead against the maned Wolves, against the maned Wolves, 2-1 at the moment.
Keep in mind, of course, just so it's not jarring for our viewers, they are going to switch sides, so maned Wolves right here as that purple squad this time, of course, Lucker Bunch being in the orange. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're about to get this next game started, so let's obviously wait for those bars, but it's as Kanashi noted, we got the picks. It's all looking like it was, but, you know, it basically comes down to how are they going to play? How are the mechanics going to play out? And so that's what we will be here for. So here we go. It's just a few more seconds, right? We're just waiting for those little bars. Come on. A little bit of progress. There we go.
There we go. We're getting there.
As commentators, yeah, we have to hype up even a bar loading, right? Oh, the bar's gonna go first. Sultan is gonna be the one that gets it. You know, something like that.
Yeah, Kanai is gonna be able to follow that up immediately. So we are gonna be hopping into game 4 here between Lucker Bunch and maned Wolves. This is Lucker Bunch's potentially tournament-winning game. They happen to win it. Otherwise, maned Wolves from Brazil is gonna end up pushing it on into a final game 5. So that is what's at stake here for this match as we are about to get it started.
Wonderful picture painted there, Kanashi. And so we are going to see, of course, Absol taking over that central area. Of course, that's going to be typical, right? Because when we have that 1-1-3 and we have those Absols in the picture, this is just how it goes. And so there's the Electro Web, comes down really early on Superior, and Superior still will withstand as that tanky Chansey right now. Same to Nick, obviously dropping low many times in this whole tourney, but definitely coming out to play and staying up with all this damage. And of course, we now already have Slowbro on the field. Talk about lasting power. That's going to be Arg as that Slowbro.
Yeah, they're just gonna apply the pressure, you know, play this as well as they can, getting whatever farm they can as well. It's definitely gonna help them out in the long run. You do see how much pressure is being applied by Lucker Bunch, you know, getting those early levels, having it work for them. seems to be the way how to go right now. They're looking at Sanji, going to go ahead and bring him down. A really good play by Maned Wolves here in order to go ahead and take out the first pick. And especially on somebody who's trying to hard carry on that Absol.
That's right, here we go. We got a dunk of 19 for Lucker Bunch, but then it's going to be answered from a dunk of 16. These are pretty higher point values for the early game. We're going to be looking at 8 coming up on the clock pretty soon, but not before Arg is going to withstand even a little bit more. You're going to notice, of course, soft boiled run right now on Derperior, so just want to make sure our viewers at home are seeing that right here. Not always the Blissey pick these days, but Blissey maybe getting a little bit of that shakeup, and then there we go. It looks like Feppy will be the final hit on that KO right here, bringing him down on the top path, and this is going to allow for just even more dunking, bringing that top goal, getting much more close to 0 as it was before, with that 28 points still standing.
Yeah, they are just applying a little bit of pressure here and there. We are about to hit into 1 minute before the first initial spawn of the Dreadnought, so see how these teams are going to go ahead and prioritize the rotation or not. Angel looking at Feppy right now. Can she go ahead and get this tag up? Feppy barely escaping here. Angel wants it. The pursuit is trying to get back there. Feppy trying to keep the speed going, and Angel still somehow alive, but still wants that kill even more. Not going to give up on the play. Really good play overall, and making sure that Lucker Bunch is feeling that pain, especially right before the spawn of the Dreadnought and the Rotom.
That's right. While you don't want to be brought down in that situation, the one solace that you can take in that is that you did bring somebody off of an objective, off of the play, and, you know, maybe just off of the field for a while, but wow, definitely sticking with it. So anyway, Lucker Bunch surrounding this Dreadnought right here on the orange, but obviously we can see a little bit of Maned Wolves purple. They're trying to infiltrate right here, being zoned out a little bit, and maybe if they can stall just a little bit, some more people can join, but I don't think that's going to happen because right side team will go ahead and grab that Lucker Bunch, getting that Dreadnought.
Yeah, they happen to secure that down. Lucker Bunch is trying to get those levels advantage going their way. Not as, you know, how can I describe it? Not as big as it used to be, like in the previous semifinals matches, but these little boosts of experiences are going to be able to snowball into something bigger. Especially when it does lead to your Absol getting even more pressure and more push. Now they have to really worry about like how big can this Absol get, and how are we going to play catch up here?
Definitely so. We saw the Aura Cannon go down. Lecoding is doing work right now as that Lucario, and here on this top path that's going to be needed, you have that 40, so you can kind of get this overcap of points, and it would look really good, but Sanji also with that 45, so anybody can kind of dunk this in. It's really anybody's game at that point, but, you know, the overcap was 6. It's just that they are definitely Maned Wolves putting up that resistance, and so it's finally being brought down. Those walls are finally coming down a little bit for that 35 then to go ahead and enter in for that top goal. And so top path is looking like it's a Lucker Bunch is making a solid push there. Rotom obviously the next spot to observe right here as it goes down pretty quickly, honestly. And so now we can kind of look at what's going on this bottom path right there. Sort of a knockdown drag out fight, you could say, just between our supports and our support tank. And so Blissey obviously going to be heading back. It looked like it was devastating, but we can see that the hyperspace hole in the goal is going to bring down maybe a different story here.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out who they could pick off, and Lucker Bunch is just finding a lot of these picks just out in the open when Maned Wolves happens to get split off. So Lucker Bunch is trying to go ahead and collect, and now starting to break some of these front goals, making it harder for a lot of the players to go ahead and grab some of these objectives. They're focusing right now on that Slowbro in the back, but Juan going to be popping it up, trying to go ahead and deal some damage onto the Dreadnought. Maybe that beam got through to them, and it's not going to be the case. Lucker Bunch is going to go ahead and secure that down, and now their Rings Unbound, their Hoops Unbounds are also coming out, and now looking for somebody here. Angel, Midnight Slash, coming straight through, dealing a little bit. Now looking at Lecoding, going to go ahead and hit him in the back, going to be able to get that. Now the hold here onto Angel, is it enough? We'll see if that they have the team to follow up. No, Arg is getting chased down by Angel, but the damage by Feppy going to be able to bring him down. So now it's going to be up to the poor Lucario, who's just chilling here. trying to figure out if they can get in here. Kanai trying to slow up Feppy. It's not going to be the case. And now they're looking for more. Kanai and now has a little bit of backup from Juan. We'll see if that is going to be the case. They're chipping away at Arg and probably going to play it a little bit safer as they try to find a little bit of positioning here for this Rotom up at top.
Absolutely right, and so we're gonna see, speaking of being up there up top, main Wolves are kind of all over this, at least right now. You are noticing that push though from Lucker Bunch, a lot more on the mini-map that we can see, but even just right in front of our eyes, Lucario with the pup, getting ready. We're gonna see if there's, yep, there it is, there's the deploying of it, and actually Lucario gonna be dropping pretty quickly because that's just a burst from sheer numbers at that point. I mean, you're noticing all these members of main Wolves, but being brought down in a huge way by that Midnight Slash. I mean, Sanji just got to be happy with that play, but then Angel going to come right back to it with the KO streaks, and so Sanji, yeah, there you go. It's the KO streaks back and forth with our Absol players specifically.
Yeah, they're just trying to deal whatever damage they can, and now they set their sights onto that Rotom. There's a lot of really good trades coming out, and even though Lucker Bunch looks like they have the lead right now, we'll see if the main Wolves happen to get Zapdos and potentially flip this later. We do see them just trying to get experience and get strong enough in order to go ahead and finish off this fight.
That's right, Superior going to go ahead and soft boiled on its own self right there, so that's looking good. Blissey going to be brought back up, and so we do have a Dreadnought in play. It's just that nobody's really gone for it in time, and so likely that's going to be left alone. There could be other priorities, but also you're seeing one of those might be that Lucker Bunch is going to go ahead and hide out in this tall grass and position for that Zapdos fight. We only have about 3 seconds left until that's going to happen, and so it's like not especially obvious where what main Wolves would come in through, but we did see majorly that most of them were through that choke point, and so it does look like Lucker Bunch is taking notice and trying to just kind of adjust on the fly as you need to. And so here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to await that team fight here at the Zap.
Yeah, so Lucker Bunch is trying to figure out how they want to play this out. They know that they don't need the Zapdos. They're playing it very safe and waiting for them to engage. And main Wolves is actually going to open it up by finding a quick pick onto Nick on the back line. But now Lucker Bunch trying to make a comeback here, applying their pressure with their own Hoops Unbound. But the damage coming through from Angel is so much right now. Already picking off 2 from Lucker Bunch. And the damage, another one going in like DJ Khaled, just grabbing more and more. They're going to go ahead and bring even more damage. And now looking at the Zapdos, this is going to be their win condition in order to win this, but Sanji not going to make it easy. Looking at the backline, follows with the Bliss assistance as well, has that level of pressure and keeping themselves up. Now it's just Juan versus the world. It's not going to end up happening here. They're continuing the pressure. Zapdos down to a quarter, and they're chipping away at him, and it looks like Lucker Bunch is going to go ahead and finish this out, as they are going to go ahead and win it, as they are going to try to go ahead and score, but it looks like the surrender is going to come through. The damage is already done.
Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen, to Unite Clash, brought to you by Victory Road, and this is number 11, you guys, also with our partners GGtoor. Kanashi, what are we looking at? You told us just before the break, and this is going to be a game they don't want to miss, right?
Yeah, this is going to be a really good matchup. We know that after the regionals, a lot of teams shuffled up. It's more of like, you know, it's an off-season kind of for them, and maybe even trying to figure out what teams can work for them. And yeah, we have a great match between Love D's and Lucker Bunch, so two L teams. It's gonna be great. Love D's, once again, Sneaky Seal, Zugrug, Indie Bear, Toon, and Curios, who we've seen on a whole bunch of, like, you know, top tier teams, mostly, you know, GG. And then Lucker Bunch is Sanji, Superior, Arg, Feppy, and Lakoding. So another team that, you know, is pretty stacked up moving forward. So looking forward to a lot of these really great games and seeing where you know, where both these teams can end up lying. And what kind of lineups can we see moving forward.
Of course, and we wanted to say hi to Anime Lou over there in the chat, you know, somebody who's viewed, I feel like, every Victory Road, you know, so we just really appreciate you being a regular, and that goes, of course, for anybody in our chat who watches all of these. We really appreciate it, you guys. And so, you got your Lucker Bunch over there on the purple squad, and then you got Love D's there on the orange. We're going to be looking at those roster picks, early check marks there for the left side.
Yeah, just going ahead and locking these in, making sure that they're ready to go. Sanji this time going to be picking up that Absol. Definitely been seeing that being picked up a lot more often. We have Lakoding, and then Feppy and Superior, or we're trying to figure out what Arg is going to end up playing here. Meanwhile, for the side of Love D's, they're just trying to figure out what specific role they want to put Toon on. Has been kind of that X factor in what to deal with. And Sneaky Seal also playing a game of roulette, just kind of making us panic a little bit, but it is going to be a really interesting lineup. We do see both the Cramorant and an Espeon moving forward, and Zugrug pivoting out that new Hollowware that we just got dropped.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really cool to see how these teams are going to end up playing against each other here.
What do we call it? You know, is it our Knight and Shining Snorlax or something? But yeah, it's very, very cool with like a chainmail, you know, I guess, right, Kanashi? Am I getting this accurate?
I believe so. It's a chainmail of some sort. It might be like kind of a sumo callback. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll see how it ends up playing. I mean, hopefully it will give them the upper hand moving forward. But
yeah.
We'll see. You know, this matchup, this other semifinal side between Lucker Bunch and Love D's is just about to get started, and Sneaky Seal this time is actually going to be playing in the jungle, trying to get a little bit of experience going their way.
That's right, early pressure right here for that Audino, typical, but we're obviously at 9:30. There's not going to be, you know, any drops just quite yet. Sometimes it happens, but not super often. But that Cramorant maybe looking to rotate up here. Yeah, we're going to see that from Love D's there on our mini-map. And of course, early on with some of these dunks right here from Lucario. So all looking mostly standard. You know, we're very, very close. And like we say, it's only a minute in approximately. But there we go. That's going to be one of the early drops. Sneaky Seal doing absolutely work on that name, because that was a rather sneaky maneuver. You're going to come in with that Cramorant and actually pull off that Lucario KO. Looking nice. And then there it goes. It's not without punishment. Sanji going to be jumping in there with that Absol.
Yeah, trading out the Lucarios real quick, just giving that experience to the mid laner, kind of important moving forward. But both Love D's and Lucker Bunch, definitely teams that have players who have played against each other a lot. So we'll see if they end up finding anything in particular. Curios trying to survive this 3-on-1 opportunity. Sneaky Seal dropping dangerously low, and it's not going to be the case. Sanji taking it personally. Now Toon trying to survive, maybe being another little push and pressure here, but instead they are going to go ahead and rotate down and end up winning down on this bottom lane as well. But overall, you know, Lucker Bunch just applying a lot of pressure up to top lane, and Love D's just trying to take control of bottom as the trade-off here.
Seeing Toon really with these nicely timed Psyshocks, I would say, from that Espeon, so it's looking pretty good. We're hoping to see this Espeon do some work, and there it is. There's that work that I was just trying to talk about. So wonderfully timed. Often that's a commentator's curse, but this time I think it was the commentator's blessing, and that's sometimes what you're talking about. You can be blessed with it actually transpiring exactly how you say. So anyway, we're going to see Zugrug right now trying to contest with that Audino right here. We'll get the slam, though, along with the Espeon. Once again, we're just kind of Psyshocking out of nowhere, so this is all looking really nice. You get a rest in. Maybe this Espeon can save you. Toon, it is looking, though, like it's not really in Zugrug's favor. The Scald, that damage over time just chipping away. And so, nice job back and forth, both of these teams.
Yeah, they're just applying pressure about 30 seconds out until the first objective as well. We'll see if the two teams are going to start rotating down here. It might be rotating a couple of people up to top. Go ahead and get that B experience before they go ahead and head back down.
That's what we'll be looking for, so we just got about 12 seconds for it, but notice there's just drops all over the place. So there's another KO, of course, against Zugrug, and that's not an easy KO to do. So you're taking down your, a pretty big tank, of course, in Snorlax, but also it's Zug. Zug knows how to play it. We all know that. And so here we go. We got the Dreadnought coming up. So are we going to see all hands on deck? There is just slightly a skirmish, I would say, and like different strategies going on the top path. You know, we don't have a Hoopa there to teleport us just quite yet. So yeah, it'll be just kind of that manual old school method where you actually use your legs and walk, right, if you're that Lucario. But no, actually kind of opting to go off to the side. So just as we have all the action here in this team fight, which is exploding, by the way, we are seeing the action there for the central area. And it will possibly be the thing that could cost them, because obviously you don't have all hands on deck, and that Lucario can be really helpful during that team fight. So it is actually going to go to Lucker Bunch, who can make that push. And it's a major push, Kanashi, with all these 30s, 20 pluses, you know, going in to make this score gap a lot wider for Lucker Bunch.
Yeah, and they're going to leave that front goal with 4 as well, just trying to look for a way to break over it as well. It's a very important little strategy that they're trying to implement here. But yeah, the game is really tough to go ahead and push forward in here, and hopefully they could allow the teams to apply the pressure that they need to. If anything, Love D's just needs to, you know, play it slower, find a couple picks, utilizing Sneaky Seal and the damage and spacing that it could create, and utilizing that in order to get some more objectives. So we'll see if that is the case moving forward.
Here we go. Sanji's looking to just try to go for these openings, right? You know, you're this stacked Absol and looking pretty good at level 11, but at least not too far off is going to be, you know, Sneaky Seal. We're going to see, I think that's Curios right there as our orange Lucario for Love D's. And so, again, it's like at least we're not too far off against an Absol that can typically snowball. But hey, Sanji's been devastating, been trying to look for those openings and take them. And so, obviously, proven to be pretty well in this mid-game right now, with Lucker Bunch being at 174 to Love D's on that 59. Again, mid-game, 5-minute mark just about to hit right here in this match.
Yeah, the 5-minute mark, we're going to go ahead and see that timer. And they're going to go ahead and get a notice of, you know, they have a huge lead. So Lucker Bunch is taking advantage of that, having that level of pressure and kind of setting the tone for the series overall. Sanji really snowballing, already at level 13 here in this game, and just so much damage moving forward, trying to look for a way to burst down the rest of it and just cap out early, get that pressure up, and not allow Love D's to even potentially come back in this match.
We're going to see Toon just continuously trying to attack from afar with that Espeon, but you notice what's happening up close, right? Zugrug's getting in your face with the blocks, sending everybody on over, but notice the pick. It was actually taking out the Espeon behind enemy lines. Slowbro will fall after that, but nice KO and nice pick from Lucker Bunch. It's just, is this going to be the right one? It's going to be who's going to get that dread, who's going to have more drops, and it really is anybody's dread at this point, because you're seeing just that knockdown, drag-out fight all over the map. There it goes. Sanji actually going to turn this around. Very, very nicely done, because you're going to see bringing everybody back over to their to the allies, and then kind of having that muscle then, not just with the Absol, but also you've got your allies, like I said, right there. So nice push, nice strategy here. Dreadnought, once again, kind of regenerating that life back, and then just getting kind of poked a little bit. And then we have those hyperspace holes to bring everyone back, and then back on into the fight. Zug sticking out in the front as the tank should. Toon dropping really low, and there it goes again. The second time in this Dread fight.
Yeah, and the Dread fight is still kind of going on. They're waiting on Love D's to officially drop so that they could start this out. But yeah, overall, like a lot of really good plays coming out from Lucker Bunch. Really good coordination. One of the things that that I'm gonna point out here, in the middle of that fight, in middle of, I believe, the last one, the Espeon Toon ended up using their Unite move to try to isolate out and KO the Absol. But it was a really good heads-up play by Draperior to go ahead and drop a safeguard on them, so that they aren't caught in that entire engagement, and that allowed them to escape, come back, get a little bit of healing, and continue on with the fight. So really good heads-up play by the entirety of Lucker Bunch here.
Definitely so, and we want to thank Hellraising Gaming there in our chat for throwing down those bits. We really appreciate that here at Victory Road VGC. This is the Unite Clash number 11, you guys. Turn up that intensity, because we got to see if Love D's can actually kind of make this push. In the last little bit of time, we're going to be at that final stretch very soon, but you notice that the Rotom is now going to go for Lucker Bunch, and then Zug is going to drop. So again, just a lot of devastating plays, a lot of these micro, but I mean, we kind of have the macro sense on lockdown too if you're Lucker Bunch, because you're seeing that those T1 goals, they're down on both pathways, just been a lot of map control, a lot of pressure in the right places. So again, that micro and macro all going, I would say, in the favor of Lucker Bunch. But you know what? It ain't over till the zap sings, I guess you could say, because here it is, Kanashi, that final stretch.
Yeah, so the Zapdos is up at the moment. They are going to be able to head out. Love D is trying to regroup and recuperate from the initial push that Love D's is applying to them right now. And now we'll see if that is going to be the case. They are chipping away here, trying to keep that damage up, but no, it's just going to get bursted down right now by Lucker Bunch, and they're going to go ahead and open up the wound. You just see how much damage they're coming through with Feppy and just zoning out everybody at the moment. They do get a little bit of a dunk here. Curios going to be able to dunk a quick 50, but what's a hundo to a 600? Not much. So overall, really good games and playing coming out from the rest of the team. They are finally going to bring down Sanji, but we'll see if that is going to be enough to go ahead and give them the space that they need in order to win the game.
Hundo Duncan all around from Lucker Bunch. There it is. Unite runs on Hundo Duncan. So I think that's what we're going to see. I mean, at least we're hearing what a goal is still being shot out here. The Psychic Solaire down on these wild Pokemon. It looks like Toon Slim just trying to say, well, we don't want anybody getting a few more points here. Not that, I mean, you're looking at 45 seconds on this match. So it's like, do they know how devastating the score is at this moment? Well, I'm sure they at least have some concept of it. So there it is. The opposing team is going to surrender. I think that's the main indicator right there, right? So the GGs, the FFs, whatever double letters you want to give, I guess, in the chat right now, because we are seeing that score breakdown is just moments away. And this Victory Road Unite Clash number 11 here, Lucker Bunch going to be the team to win that with a final score of 773 to 261 there for Love D's.
Yeah, and you see, you know, Lucker Bunch having a lot of pressure. They applied the pressure early, Sanji getting those levels quick, and really not letting their foot off the gas. And Love D's had the right idea, you know, maybe play from distance, maybe utilize the cram ramp, but still not a lot of spacing and a lot of damage that they could do in order to stop Sanji in those moments. So high damage really working out for Lucker Bunch, and they're going to be taking game one.
All right, so Anime Lou being like 600 to 100. Yeah, that was the earlier call, but it's looking pretty devastating. I mean, Lucker Bunch, you did a really good job, but let's see what the damage looks like. When you see that 76k there on the Absol, it looks nice, but notice on the flip side, Toon with that 81k on that Espeon. It's looking good all around.
Yeah, they have the damage. It's just converting those into KOs, you know? If they happen to get those KOs going their way, Love D's would probably be in a better position, but it's really tough when you don't have an immediate answer to the not only the Absol but also the Lucario as well.
Oh, definitely right. I mean, we saw a lot of those drops, and it really was sort of at a lot of stages of the match, but definitely during the mid game, and it was like mid to late game. You know, we saw it Zug dropped a few times there where it could have been a little bit more crucial, let's say. So when you're looking at things like that, you gotta obviously be shaking in your boots a little bit, I guess, if you love these, but certainly, you know, just get your head in the game here in this game too, and try to figure out how can we stop it. So some of it was the Absol, but really I think it was all the players there for their team is Lucker Bunch. I was just about to get the LUs, you know, and these names confused once again, but no, it's Lucker Bunch, Love These. All right, so again, Lucker Bunch kind of had support from all sides, so it wasn't that it was just one person kind of stomping and making the majority of your goals. It was everybody, team effort. So very nice, very nice. Get Nashi, obvious question. What do you think? What does it have to be? I mean, what do they have to adjust? Maybe make a roster change? I don't know. I mean, Toon Slim on the Espeon seemed like it was good. It's just obviously dropping during some of the crucial moments as well. So that is one question of it, I guess, one component.
Yeah, it's how do you deal with, once again, the Absol? If it has to be, you know, the Garchomp once again with the rough skin could be an option. But I do think that, like, that is the main thing that really held them down, was the fact that Celestial was starting to get into level 13 as the rest of Love D's is barely approaching 10. It's just, you know, that snowball potential that they have, and that works out quite well for them. So now it's just a matter of will Love D's make that transition, make that change in order to push this to a game 3, or is Lucker Bunch going to go ahead and face off against Maine Wolves on the other side of the bracket. Only time will tell. I mean, there's still a lot of time to really figure out what strat you want to go ahead and utilize, and we'll see if that is the case moving into game number 2.
Right. You did notice, actually, or if you didn't notice, just want to point out that Coding there as that Lucario, and that was for Lucker Bunch, getting in a massive amount of points last game, too. And so some of that was the final stretch, of course, but you can't count out, of course, that while we have our Absol here just making work, you know, devastating, mowing the lawn, you could say, with everybody, but that Lucario also is a force to be reckoned with, and that's just kind of always been the case in Unite. So now, you know, we're just kind of, I guess, adding more fuel to the fire, you know, when you have both Absol and Lucario out of control. But Kanashi, what are we seeing over here? We got the Tree. So, you know, I'd like to introduce everybody to my friend Tree, of course. Trevenant there with Zugrug.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting battle. They said, hey, we're a little squishy on the on the damage front. What if we just go 2 all-rounders instead? Sneaky Seal hovering over the Eldegoss as well. If we do, it is locked in. So Eldegoss and Indie Bear. This is going to be a really interesting lineup. I did not think that we would see this coming out. I'm assuming Toon is probably going to go mid, and Curios is probably going to try to get their levels as quickly as possible. I don't know where you put each person, but if this is the case, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see the attack, the X attack on Eldegoss. Does that mean we're getting the infamous jungling, Eldegoss? We'll see.
Oh boy, Eldegoss more like a flower that will grow in the jungle over there. But anyway, you know, Sneaky Seal, I'm very interested. You know I love Eldegoss. We might be calling it the Murder Goss, you know, with that X attack. And that's a phrase I used to say, but then thought I should back off of it. But hey, you got an X attack. So we are looking at actually a 2-1-2 there for Love D's. So they are going to be running Sneaky Seal up top here with Curios as that Garchomp player, currently a Gibble, of course. But med by Le Coding going to be actually the Machop. So interestingly enough, I was noting the Lucario, but hey, we're switching to Machop right here, and I'm all here for it, okay? So we want to see this shake up and what it's going to do.
Yeah, they're going to try to figure out how they want to play this out. Just getting the levels is going to be really important, especially against Absol and Lucker Bunch in general. So we'll see if that is the case moving forward. Love D is just playing it nice and slow, trying to get whatever farm they can, and whatever damage they happen to get through as well.
That's absolutely right, and so we are going to see some of these early drops. Look at that. There's going to be our Eldegoss player who is currently still stuck in that Gossifleur land. Notice, though, the battle here to bring down Sanji is going to be successful for Toon. Obviously, you're going to see a few more dunks right here, and the evolution with Le Coding. Going to be our big Machoke, I guess. It's not little Machoke, but anyway, actually going to drop down. So ultimately being met by bigger numbers here, of course, because we do have the 3-on-1, and it was about to be 3-on-2. Feppy also being brought down by that same principle. Just can't quite get a break if you're Lucker Bunch right there, but at least ahead on score. Only by 20, though, so we are still very early on, and this was a crucial takedown of that.
Oh, and there goes the Gabite dropping as well, and Lucker Bunch, Le Coding just applying more pressure to this goal as well. I do think that this is an interesting, like, prioritization overall. It's just like, I kind of expected, you know, the Dragonite to be here, not like at this moment, but like have a lot more pressure moving into either a top or bottom lane. They are there. I just don't know if there is enough push coming out from the rest of the team or enough levels to go around and be comfortable enough by level or by the 9-minute or the 7-minute mark to be ready to go ahead and take Dreadnought in a comfortable fashion.
So I would like everybody to know, as a disclaimer, you know, obviously as commentators, we have to maybe toe the line between opinions and facts, or, you know, and things like this. But I guess what I'm going to say is this opinion will come from somebody who loves Eldegoss, possibly my favorite Pokemon Unite character to use, okay? So when I say that, but Sneaky Seal, man, I mean, we're seeing a lot of these drops from Eldegoss right here, and sometimes it's at the crucial points. And so I'm just kind of hoping that Eldegoss was the pick, but it is questionable at this point. You know, and again, we're looking at a little bit more opinion maybe than fact, of course, but hey, this is just some observations as we have that Dreadnought. It's coming down here. That's going to be the team fight taking place before it launches, but there it is. We're actually going to see a miss swing and a miss right there, right? Because we had the hyperspace hole to bring all the players away from Sanji right there, who will actually Midnight Slash, kind of on a mad tear afterwards.
Yeah, trying to go for more of the damage and taking out the side of Love D's rather than focusing specifically on the Dreadnought. Win the fight first, get the Dread second, and they're now focusing their efforts on Indy, who's dropping really low, and yeah, that is going to go ahead and take out the first one. I don't know if this was the right answer as well. I do agree. They have tankier damage, but there's not enough, there's not enough resources on the map for them to really take advantage of it. Curios trying to get whatever they can, pushing their teammates back into the entire fight, but it's not going to be enough. You already see the leveling from Lucker Bunch, like, starting to get a little bit ahead, and once again the Absol already level 11, and it's really tough when the rest of the team doesn't even have their ultimates or have their unite moves ready.
That's right, because when we see Indy at level 7, that's a little bit rare, of course, but we're almost talking about double, when you see an Absol at level 11, so you're right to point those things out. But right here, Zugrug trying to just get whatever motions we can, because you're going to take the wild Pokemon to also maybe do some damage and try to defend here, but you see the numbers, and you see, obviously, they've got the Rotom, so all these things, okay, they didn't have the Rotom, I'm so sorry, folks. I'm just not being the most observant, am I? But anyway, the Rotom was in question, and that was the thing, was if they had the Rotom, you could obviously even push through, because the Rotom is going to attack the players at a base level. So believe it or not, that can be a little bit scary sometimes if you're dropping down that low. But ultimately, it looks like we kind of have that situation where you wait on the Rotom until the time is right, you've baited out the other players from Love D's, and then you've got that Rotom right at the last second. So Lucker Bunch, for the most part, kind of playing that, I think, under control. Now, it's like messy control, right? If that makes sense. So, like, there were a few messy points here and there, but ultimately looking solid for Lucker Bunch here as we hit that 4:45 on the clock.
Yeah, and they are trying to get in position for the second Dreadnought. Get ready for this and potentially bring that down. But once again, Lucker Bunch just taking advantage of that top lane, just eating up as much space as possible and not really giving them anything. Cotton Cloud Crash also coming down, followed by the Phantom Forest, in order to go ahead and give a little bit more HP regen, but it's not enough, as we already see a lot of the players dropping low. They are going to go ahead and grab up one, and now Zugrug, very little HP, uses the curse, going to get shredded up as well. They do pop the Dragon's Rage, just trying to get whatever damage they can on the coating and trying to look for the burst. They happen to get one, but at the cost of the Dragonite as well. Trying to look for Sanji, but they already have the safeguard on him. Not going to get CC, not going to get that damage through. So overall, Lucker Bunch still trying to take it, and they are going to go ahead and secure it now, giving them the experience lead and starting to snowball out of control.
We are actually, I wanted to point out that we're seeing quite the display also from Slowbro, sort of the unsung hero of that team fight. We had the Scalds in just from behind. It was like you weren't really expecting to get hit by Scald, if you were members of Love D. So it was just Slowbro making the moves throughout all of that, and then you just use that amnesia, forget all that damage that happened to you, keep staying in this fight and keep scalding people down. Now, speaking of that, Slowbro, unfortunately for them, going to be falling actually from a massive KO streak. Yes, Toon going to be picking off that 4 right here, and that's going to allow Love D's to get right back in this game in just a matter of about 10 to 15 seconds. Looking wonderful, and so now you have a little bit more momentum. Make the push, but of course Machamp looking to stop that. That's Lakoding right here, and Sneaky Seal dropping so low, and that will be it. And then Machamp finally brought down. So it is now, once again, we are playing a game of Pong. We are back and forth, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we are, and right before final stretch as well. This is a very good time to try to catch up, take the lead, take whatever you possibly can, especially right now. We know a lot of these teams have to play into each other and figure out a way how to play around each other, but you have about 30 seconds to really figure out how you guys want to take this final fight and how you want to apply the pressure here.
And so there it is, pressure abound, and it looks like it's actually going to go for Love D's. It kind of did look like it might have been in favor of Lucker Bunch, but Love D's putting up the fight. So There's the Midnight Slash. Of course, Sanji looking very nice, but obviously dipping very low as well. And so you have the advantage of the Ignite, you have your speed, you've got your power, and right now it's just a matter of there you go. You're going to go ahead and TP back when the time is right. So that was well executed, though, leaving us set for the Zap fight with the Rings Unbound. Can now teleport in just in the nick of time. Look at that sneaky seal being a sneaky seal. Dropping into 66 with our Eldegoss right here. Our resident Eldegoss going to try to help change the tides. But Lucker Bunch will be the ones here in the final stretch to pick up the Zapdos and then fall. And notice, of course, who is the lone member. No, Love D's now. An entire team wipe. Lucker Bunch is going to bring them down. And so we have the moment, folks, for the Hundo Dunkins. Pokemon Unite runs on Hundos. And there they go. So Lucker Bunch bringing this to a much different game here in this stage of the match. We just got about a minute 20. Kanashi, can they do anything to come back, or is Love D's out of there?
I feel like Love D's needs to find a way in. They couldn't find it the last couple games. They don't really have the pressure or the presence to go ahead and take a fight like immediately. So it's going to be definitely an uphill battle. You see Sneaky Seal with 8, just maybe trying to get a quick score in. We'll see if that is the case as they start moving on into this game. We do see the rest of Lucker Bunch go ahead and rotate up to this top gold, trying to already look for somebody here. They already brought down 2, 3, 4 already, and now it's just going to leave poor Toon Slim all on his own, and he's going to get beat up by everybody on Lucker Bunch as well. It's going to be another 30 seconds before this game is officially over. Lucker Bunch is going to be taking this 2-0 if they continue on with the pressure, and Love D's just couldn't find the right pick to go forward and move on in this tournament.
Yeah, even Sanju says, I'm going to go ahead and drop in another Hundo Dunkin'. Why not? We're eating good today, folks. Got our coffees in hand, too. So it's, a Lucker Bunch looks like you're going to take it. And definitely, not without trying from Love D's. But this certainly showed you the power of when these rosters kind of shake up and we get players like this. I mean, there were no bad players on either team. It's just the fact that Lucker Bunch, you're so stacked, and that Absol just putting in work, of course, too. So all these elements combined really paint the picture for this game, which, of course, resulted in a final score of 520 right here for Lucker Bunch to 270 for Love D. Welcome back on in, ladies and gentlemen, to Victory Road Unite Clash number 11. I'm so happy to be joined back here with Kanashi. I'm Dr. Kendo. We got a match coming up, man. What does it look like? Who is it?
Yeah, so we are going to be hopping into the semifinals match here. It's going to be between Azeti Esports and Maned Wolves from Brazil. So now these two teams, I just got word, are both from the South America region. So this is going to be a really good matchup. We know that both of these teams are coming in, blazing. And it's great to see them on the opposite end of this semifinals bracket. So we're going to be able to get a taste of this. It's going to be really interesting to go ahead and see how these two teams have played. Azeti knocked out Nemesis in order to get here. And Mend Wolves also knocked out Infamous Gaming. So definitely a couple of names that we know in the NA scene. These two teams are coming out to play and coming out to win.
And we will say that, when you hear the name Nemesis, it does maybe make you think of the team of old. This Nemesis right here, though, has really solid people. I mean, you're talking about Gatlu, you're talking about OG was taken, Dat Boy Muck, Rex. I mean, this is just absolutely a feat to behold. And so to win that and advance on that is very, very wonderful. We love Aceri here. They've been, I think, to every victory road, at least every very recent ones, even the last few months. So we love you. Thank you so much for being here. I mean, we love all the teams, so I shouldn't try to give any one favoritism. We're just trying to say thank you. Thank you for your continued support. So like we say, also thank you to the viewers. We are going to get that match started as soon as we can. Kanashi and I will just kind of sweat until then as little as possible.
Yeah, it feels good to come back. I've been trying to stream a little bit more Pokemon Unite, but you know, the day job has definitely taken over a little bit of it. Lucky for me, you know, just to let you guys know, I am an instructor over at UC Berkeley summer camps, and we're teaching esports as kind of like a really good way of like getting kids involved in gaming. But yeah, just to teach them MOBAs, it's really cool to like go into Pokemon Unite and be like, yeah, we're today, like literally yesterday, we watched you and Artisan like cast that match, and we're like, this is
really?
another job that you guys can do. It's not just, you know, players only. There's a lot of other things that could go on, but we are getting into character selection. We do see that Absol getting picked up by Man Wolves, and meanwhile on the other side we do see, you know, the answer as well. But we'll see if, you know, specific things change up as we are going to continue on with their pickups.
So we all love to see the Delphox coming in, of course, our newest addition to the Pokemon Unite roster in there, so looking good from Sultan. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting on those 1 check marks both sides, right? And it looks like it's going to land on them, of course, with that Hoopa, that Lucario. So there we go. We're all checked in. We're all ready. Absol's still, you know, probably a dominating force, but hey, nothing is known until this match begins.
Yeah, still a lot of damage coming through. And these teams are definitely learning and applying their pressure to other teams. Another Snorlax pick, you know, usually that was just something that we saw Zalgrog do a one of, but you know, the X speed coming into kind of the newer favor, it being kind of like, you know, a speedy way of getting out of certain battles. And we do have, once again, the Delphox. This is going to be a really interesting play overall. Hopefully we do see that fire spin. We'll see if it is going to be comboed with anything big, but overall, just a great match as we're going to head into our first semifinals match here between Azeri Esports and Man Wolves from Brazil.
There we go. So that ready go was just about 6 seconds ago, and we see that kind of more typical 1-1-3, but obviously with our central area filling up on both sides with that Absol. And so that kind of made sense, right? We want them to get the experience and snowball out of here if we can. So anyway, we have an early skirmish for that Audino per usual. There it goes. But also notice the Electro Web very close to bring down our Chansey right here from Main Wolves, but it is going to survive. So there we go. We got our first theme song of today, which is I Will Survive, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, just playing it very safe, very low. We do see them trying to collapse onto Sherlock, but playing a little bit of a juke game here with Kanai, but can he survive? That will be the question. He's going to be able to touch on the goal, but it's going to go ahead and let them score in. But here comes their Absol in retaliation, looking to get a couple kills, and they are going to go ahead and clean that up. Kuro going to be able to go ahead and do that and allow Zeri this time to kind of respond back to the early goals.
That's right. So now we kind of have to have everybody sort of reset, get your bearings back in here. If you're Main Wolves, for example, you know, you lose those. Kanashi and I have talked about this many times. Maybe this will be the one time we talk about it during this tourney. Is just, yeah, if you get KO'd within that first minute of the match, it's not the end of the world, but obviously it hurts. No one wants to be KO'd, but you also don't want to miss out on experience. So those are kind of the main things. But again, your respawn timer is a little bit quicker, of course, being that it's just the first minute. So right now we just see some of those smaller dunks, which are very common for these first 2 minutes of the match. And really, it's moving fast, just as Unite does. So we have, I think, the makings of a very good match in our hands. At least we hope.
Yeah, both these teams are playing it really tight and really smart here. Main Wolves is going to go ahead and invade the jungle, but it's not going to be for free, as it looks like Azeri is going to go ahead and respond back by KOing them. And now, heading into the 8-minute mark, we're just starting to hit a couple of these level 5 second evolutions, and it's a little hectic as we do see a little bit of jungle invasion coming out from both sides as well.
Hyperspace hold down on the goal over here from the side, and so anybody that needs to can kind of rotate down, but we're not looking for it for the Dreadnought quite yet. That's going to be at 7 on the clock. Currently, though, everybody actually now, you know, Kanashi was mentioning the tight game. We're now a little bit more dispersed, and this is good. This is actually part of that tight game, even though we're not talking literally everybody tight-knit and tight, close by, I guess we can say. But everybody kind of getting their respective wilds, and then now, this is where we'll go ahead and meet, because we have that Audino, of course, in between. And now you're making a big push right here against Main Wolves if you're Aceri, so this is very nice. You know, getting very, very close to bringing down that goal, but it's still stuck at 27.
Yeah, they mainly brought people up there to go ahead and maybe get some of the B experience, but Huge push coming forward by Zeri, but they are going to go ahead and TP, just get that HP going back for them. And now they're going to go ahead and rotate down, as we do see the Dreadnought is now available. Juan booking it down there, trying to go ahead and TP down the Lucario, and that's going to be the case. Both of them are going to be working here, as we do see it dropping really low. The Midnight Slash going to go ahead and secure that for Zeti, and now they're going to go ahead and look at main Wolves next. Sultan drops first, as they're going to go ahead and look at the Hoopa as well. Nick going to be the next target, followed by Kanai. Kanai trying to push him away with a sliver of HP, going to be able to escape, but not necessarily their front goal, dropping dangerously low, and Kuro going to go ahead and back out of that fight as well.
You are too right. It got dangerously close right there. And so anyway, we are leaving that T1 goal, of course, currently against Orange right now, but you notice the score, how much this has drastically changed. We talked about the tight match earlier. Now we're talking about a bigger score gap. Definitely not out of control yet, though. You know, when you got 120 to 36, you know, we're looking at a little bit less than 100 points, and that's okay for this stage of the match. What you don't want, obviously, is the snowball effect, and so we'll be looking for that as the match just kind of transpires here. But notice our Absol wearing that Pirates hat, right? I mean, looking good here on the bottom path, but currently on the top path, we also simultaneously are going to be going for the Bs, and then maybe look at that Rotom when the time is right. So be looking out for that, folks. It's the intensity is turning up.
Yeah, they're going to continue the pressure and continue the damage moving forward, and they are going to go ahead and maybe look at this Rotom now, utilizing that Fire Spin in order to go ahead and check any of the hiding spots that Azeti could possibly be in, and just go ahead and spin them up as well. You do see the push coming off on the Snorlax as well, making sure that main Wolves cannot retreat as quickly, and they are going to be able to get out. Kanai definitely down to 1 HP, and can they get the chase? And he's going to get sat on by Carl Dave, and now they're looking at Angel next. Not going to be able to sweep themselves out of that certain fight, and now they're going to have their eyes set on this front goal. Will they have enough? They're going to go ahead and let the Snorlax score, as they're going to go ahead and take the berries as well, and make sure that they cannot quite TP down here in time. So Azeti Esports just trying to get in position for this next Dreadnought as well, and we'll see if that fight is about to break out right now.
Death by Snorlax aft end is not always fun, ladies and gentlemen, but it looked good for this match. And of course, the heavy slam also even provided a little bit of mobility for Snorlax to get in for that score. Notice how quickly that Dreadnought is going to go down, and this time in favor right here for main Wolves, and that team fight is still a-going, of course. So notice, though, which team is going to drop more. Looks like main Wolves actually going to lose 3 of them. We do see, though, that there is a slugfest happening with this Lucario, definitely keeping up. So there it is. Look at this, how it can turn around very quickly. We're talking about 10 seconds for each team able to switch it back and forth. So there it is, that KO streak of 4 looking very nice from Kanai. Will go ahead and dunk in. Wonderful job from main Wolves, bringing this back up to a much closer match of Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, just trying to keep the game close is pretty much the name of the game here. But overall, they were just trying to find something to open up with in order to go ahead and get them into position. Surprised that main Wolves were able to go ahead and get in there in time to go ahead and even steal that in. But, you know, Midnight Slash just does so much damage. Just being able to get that last hit in really is going to help them catch up here in terms of level and experience.
And of course, Kanashi, just for the sake of, you know, our Delphox being the newest roster pick and everything, we are going to see that fire paired with the fire spin right there. It's the mystical fire. And the fanciful fireworks are down right here. Amidst the Rotom, but obviously not going to change the, I guess, ultimate outcome maybe with that Rotom, because it will, of course, go to Azeti Esports right here. And they're looking solid, though this, like we said, and Kanashi noted it too, is main Wolves making this a much closer game when we maybe didn't expect it so much. So looking good, both teams. We're going to see what transpires. We got a minute till that final stretch.
Yeah, that is such a good play overall. The use of heavy slam into block and utilizing the speed that you get from Hyperspace Hole as well to go ahead and push them even further in. So there's a lot of pressure that they're putting on Nick from Man Wolves here. If they're not in the fight, they're not protecting themselves from potentially getting pushed into the rest of the team. Carl Dave strikes again, and then gonna go ahead and push on forward here as well. Just that combo is so tough, and if without the Blissey there to apply a safeguard to one of your teammates, you're just gonna get swept back in. They're just doing it again. They're pulling out the brooms and the dustpans, and they're saying, no, you cannot come here. This is our spot that we're gonna end up cleaning up. And as speaking of cleaning up, they're also going to go ahead and take that front goal, applying a ton of pressure, and Azeri definitely trying to take control here.
It's Snorlax's kitchen, all right? He's wearing the Chef Hollowware. So right here, we got 3, 2, 1 for that Zapdos, you guys. Final stretch. And it's the first final stretch we'll see of this tournament for these two teams, with Aceri Esports currently ahead, but only by just about 100 points. I'm not a math major, so it's not the exact total, but ladies and gentlemen, we're about to see, I think, a team fight on our hands, but look at the positioning. You know, Aceri is trying to cover all the bases, Kanashi, because we got them spread out right here. Main Wolves, we just got to see which entrance are they going to take. Will it be that top? Will it be that choke? Will it be some kind of combination in between?
Yeah, and they're utilizing their utility to try to go ahead and find certain players here. They do see Carl Dave just kind of chilling here. And now they're going to try to go ahead and push him out of this positioning. Going to use the block in order to get out. And now the hoops of bound are going to be popped in order to go ahead and bring the rest of the team back, this time after recovering. Sultan still playing up here at top. Might be looking to potentially just get out of that fight in the first place. But Zeri still continuing the damage. But they are going to go ahead and take out their Absol. Continuing on with the push. Trying to get Juan out of here. Dropping really low and trying to get back to their own hyperspace. Oh, not going to get denied here. And he's just going to get that little bit of damage through, and Azeri having the numbers to move forward. Zapdos now slowly getting chipped away. Angel going to go ahead and grab 3 from the side of Azeri, and now is looking at Carl Dave being the last one alive right now. Can they do that and apply pressure to the Zapdos as well, dropping down to a quarter? And they are going to go ahead and bring down not only the Snorlax, but also the Zapdos. So now, Maned Wolves gonna go ahead and keep their eyes on top. They are down by 2, and now it is a matter of if Azeri Esports can play defense against somebody like Nick, that tanky Blissey with the safeguard, not gonna be able to stop them. They're gonna continue to roll on forward. The damage is there, though. Nick is gonna go ahead and get broken down here, but with 10 seconds left, it's gonna be up to Azeri Esports. Can they even get on point and go ahead and score this? We will see. It might be too late, but yeah, Maned Wolves just figuring out a way how to do it, get it some KOs, prolong the fight, and end up taking out the Zapdos for themselves. So good play overall by both of these teams.
I'd say Marvel and particularly X-Men fans going to be a definite fan of Blissey pulling off a juggernaut there. I'm the juggernaut, and it just pushes its way through to that final score of 336 there for that orange squad, to 234 for Aceri there on the purple. Notice who's got the crowns, but also look at these points. They're somewhat dispersed, but, you know, Main Woe's really taking it over with that Zapdos, because here it is on that line graph. That's really where we can see the display of what happened in this match. Got very close together around that 6-minute mark, and then, of course, just the exponential gains from those Zapdos plays. So very, very nice. Maned Wolves, you're going to take it right there with the Zapdos and Kanashi. We're just about to see, of course, what's going to happen with that damage, because that'll tell us another story as well.
Yeah, you do see the overall score coming out here. We are going to take a look at the damage numbers here. Kuro just stealing, 81k. Also kind of being matched up here. Being kind of the main damage dealer for that team. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have, 66 from Angel. But overall, like, really spread damage numbers coming out from the side of Maned Wolves. They just have that synergy in order to go ahead and find certain players and pick them off. You have to give credit to, Carl Dave as well. The way how he ended up playing that matchup, just heavy slam and sweeping them into the team. Yes, they were able to go ahead and find a couple picks left and right, but still not enough to go ahead and clean up the match. So overall, I do think that they are going to be making the adjustments. I think Azeri played a really good game overall. I think that they were winning, the first 8 minutes. So now it's just a matter of, closing out that last 2. And that's just, the tale of Pokemon Unite. So, liked what they did. I don't know if there's going to be any main adjustments moving forward. But overall, really good matchup overall.
I want to thank you to Dios Danix, or it's Danny X, but basically they've been cheering on Aceri in there, so we love when you guys cheer on your favorite teams and whatnot. Kanashi and I stay as neutral as we can, of course, but I also wanted to point out that VTuber Pinky was saying, for a discussion point, what is a Pokemon that's not in the game or data mine that you would want added? And I know, too, Kanashi, this was one that you made me think about, because I always gave that same answer, which was those kind of bipedal T-Rex-like Pokemon. I love a lot of them, and they'd have good potential here. The problem is we had so many defenders. So when you think about like a Pokemon like Aggron entering in here, these 3-stage defenders, Rhyperior and stuff, likely being defenders, it's one of those cases where we were a little bit less gung-ho about it. But again, to make a nod to you in the Poke Concepts, it would be the Scizor. Scizor would be a great pick to have. You know, we need another speedster. We all love Scyther Scizor, so why not, right? So if I don't go with my T-Rexes, the Tyrantrums and stuff, definitely gonna pick the Scizor, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon that, like, you know, I still want to finish up through the Poke Concepts thing. It's just, you know, work has been so busy, and I'm trying to work out a couple things with a couple of artists, so I don't have to draw out everything individually. But when it does come down to some of the ideas, there are a lot of really cool Pokemon out there. Don't want to give away anything, obviously, like you guys want to see the video instead. But yeah, this is definitely a great discussion piece. And if you do want to talk a little bit more detail, feel free to chat in Poke Concepts. We have a lot of those hopefully coming up. I'm still planning out a ton of them. We are going to go ahead and see how this team is going to go ahead and figure themselves out. They said that they are creating a new lobby and whatnot, so they got to go ahead and hop in there. But yeah, it's really great discussion overall. I know that there are, you know, there's a ton of Pokemon that we can go over.
Absolutely.
And we will definitely see how well those Pokemon, if the Pokemon can get in. I mean, for example, like one of them that we were discussing was like, I mean, how did Trevenant get in? Like, that was one of the ones when it first came out. We're like, that's kind of weird. That's quite interesting. And now another one that we were discussing, you know, with the Espeon being, you know, the newest evolution, we thought, okay, well, maybe we only have one Eevee. But, you know, this now opens up that opportunity to bring in all the other generations and see if that is going to be the case.
Yes, and VTuber Pinky echoing that sentiment on Scizor. Again, we're talking about speedsters who have kind of just not really gotten their fair share of the spotlight, let's say, at this point. You know, you could rewind, I should say, not fast forward, but you could rewind a few months and it might have been a slightly different story, but you got to think about Zeraora being our launch character, but the only speedster that was quote-unquote added. Again, it was a launch thing, so, you know, are we really saying added to the game, or was it kind of that package deal? So, yeah. Get in on some technicalities, of course, but yeah, we really thank everybody for viewing right now. Like Kanashi said, you know, we're going to try to bring you this match as quick as possible. It's just that there are those logistical things that happen. You know, I think a lot of people, whether you know it or not, behind the scenes, you got TOs, you got the team captains, you got all sorts of dynamics going on here. If they have to create a new lobby, they have to create a new lobby, you know, and get that all set up. Then, Kanashi, there's that 2-minute buffer time, you know, where we can't quite spectate them, right? Or maybe, I guess, if it's an admin, maybe the 2-minute buffer's not there. I didn't even think about that, but yes, I know that in regular spectator mode, you have the 2-minute buffer. Anyway, point being, there's things behind the scenes that, you know, we don't always know about. Some of them we do, so just bear with us here as we get that match started for you.
Yeah, and, you know, when it does come down later down the line as well, when we do get Scarlet and Violet, that's just going to add even more potential picks that we can get into the game. Yeah, we'll see. I'm a big Smoliv fan. I love Smoliv.
I am too.
We'll see if that ends up becoming something bigger. But overall, I think that, like, you know, a great way I feel like Unite and, you know, the Pokemon Company can work together is if whenever they do announce that they're going to release a game or a new, like, format of something, they kind of like tie it in with a new Pokemon release. So, for example, you know, if Scarlet and Violet come through and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll have, you know, the Lechonk line in the game, and you're just like, okay, we'll figure out how that works. Or the one that I was saying for when Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were coming out, I was like, yo, what if they included Empoleon like as another Pokemon, or any of the Sinnoh starters would have been a really cool one to go ahead and toss in here. But speaking of tossing in, we're going to go ahead and toss ourselves into this match. We'll go ahead and see what they are going to go ahead and pick up. It looks like Maned Wolves are going to go kind of the same pickups that they had from last game, very comfortable picks. And overall, over on the other side, for Zeddy, they are still looking at a Pikachu potentially here, and we'll see if that is going to be the way to go.
You know, Kanashi, I did just want to say that I kind of come from, I have another channel that's a Pokemon Go channel, and it's that's an app that and a game that really does utilize that principle that you're talking about, because like every time, you know, when we saw the Hisui region come in, it's like they definitely embrace that with like an event for Voltorb, you know, to have the Hisui and Electrode and Voltorb and stuff. So again, it's like We don't know why Timmy and Tencent. I guess they're just too far removed or something, because they haven't really done that and embraced the new generations that come in when they do. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, to kind of refocus all of our attention here, you are seeing these picks. Kanashi noted some of them. I mean, just generally, we're looking at the same game. It's just how do you play it, right? So are these Absols going to be the snowballing damage dealers? You know, is this Delphox going to come through? I think last time the Delphox unfortunately didn't get to quite play to the full potential, but we'll see. Sultan, you can probably bring something out right here. So we are rooting for you, of course, from M-Dubs, and we'll see if Aceri, though, can pull off this victory. Do keep in mind, the teams have switched colors, so just so it's not a jarring experience for our viewers, Maned Wolves now on that purple, and Aceri Esports there for orange.
Yeah, and this is going to be a really interesting matchup. You know, once again, same lineup, different play style. It's a game of micro adjustments, and this is something that we try to teach the kids as well. It's the team that makes the least number of mistakes is usually the team that wins. It's not a matter of like, oh, did you make a great individual play? It's like, hey, did you make the least number of mistakes? If that is the case, then you end up winning these. But when it does come down to these, you know, it's a matter of playing your best tool for your team and trying to apply that pressure moving forward.
And so we really appreciate you guys cheering on your favorite teams. Go ahead and do that now in the chat as we have this early game starting off. We're just about to be a minute down. We're already seeing the action, though, and it's taking place here on the bottom path. That will be an early KO there against our little Finnegan from Sultan over there on Maned Wolves. But notice, we're trying to steal some of these Audino, and of course, on the other side, you got the A-Palm right here. And so generally not steals going on the top path compared to the bottom path, but hey, we're running things, man. There's action packed on both of these pathways.
Yeah, just applying a little bit of pressure, utilizing hyperspace hold to go ahead and get teams in and out, and also just allowing them to heal up a bit. So just playing it really safe, just typical poke game. We'll see how these two teams are going to go ahead and clash up here. You do see the two Hoopas kind of in mid lane, but does he know that he brought his big brother with him, the Celestial, as well? We'll see if that is the case, or if they are just going to ignore each other and then go ahead and play the game later. No, I was correct. Angel wants some blood. Looking at, oh my god, the 3 crits. And the Hoop was like, okay, 1 crit was enough. Okay, 2, you got lucky. 3, okay, yeah, this is too much.
Yeah.
Very good play. Azeri dancing with death a little bit here.
Just a little bit, but there we go. We're going to see some of these smaller point values dunked in. That's generally representative of those first 2 minutes, which are down here for this first match. We got the hyperspace hole on the goal. We can bring whoever we need up here to the top path, and it looks like it was Hoopa who's going to go ahead and run up there. So Juan going to assist here on the top for Maned Wolves. And currently, of course, we've got the same sort of setup, right? It's everybody kind of goes to their corner, they get their wild Pokemon, and then come back in. We see a lot of this here in the beginning. Of course, on this bottom path, though, it's been quite the slugfest, and Kanashi noted all those crits and things, so lots of people getting very near to that KO. But, everybody doing with the dance with death, and it's looking pretty good, although there it is. There's that KO being brought in, and this is looking very nice for our orange Absol right now, who needs that experience and needs to snowball. So here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready.
Yeah, they were utilizing the TP up to go ahead and get them to the point, but now they're looking at Zeros. They're going to go ahead and get that crit, but Angel's not going to be able to escape out there. They're looking at Kanai next. Can they go ahead and get that? They have 3 surrounding them. Is Zeddy going to be able to clean that up? And now the rest of the team is down here getting ready for Dreadnought. They are going to try to kite out Juan as much as possible. We'll see if that is the case. Zeddy going to be able to secure down that Dreadnought, going ahead and pushing on forward. And they have a lot of pressure and damage here. Carl Dave just making sure that they can't quite contest the goal as quickly as they can, unless you are going to be using that blink. It's not going to be the case. So Carl Dave just running on in there, and now trying to play a little bit of defense here, and they're just chipping away, adding a little bit of points left and right, down to 7. Now they're trying to go ahead and push somebody in. They do. They're going to go ahead and get the opposite. Absol and Azeti definitely applying pressure now, and now going to go home and make sure that they don't give up anything else.
Want to, of course, give a nice wave to the Lex over there in our chat. Thanks for being with us, Padre Nuestro, with those Absols, dude. So it is going nuts. We have, of course, looking at a different match now, because as Kanashi and I often note, so much can happen in Unite in a short amount of time, but we also did see with the Dreadnought push, and now being into the mid-game right here, Aceri looking pretty good with that 97. So certainly not outside of the realm of a comeback, so don't get celebrating too much too far, but there it is, the power nap on the goal. We're going to bring Rotom in here on this top path, and look at the damage that's being done with that one. Unfortunately timed, actually, because you're going to have the Rotom actually break it on that one, whereas if it had touched down, you could have possibly overdunked if it was just even a second or two before that all occurred.
Yeah, they were just trying to get in a little bit of scoring, but yeah, it's going to be 19 over with that Rotom break. That could have been the case, or if they were just trying to go ahead and break the goal early so that the next Rotom can go ahead and hit up that second goal. We'll see if that is the case. But Aceri is playing at a certain pace. It's really tough for Maned Wolves to go ahead and catch up. We do see them getting in position for this new Dreadnought, though.
There it is, the Midnight Slash, ladies and gentlemen, coupled with that Rings Unbound can bring people down, so we're going to see who's all coming. Yep, we got all hands on deck, but already some of those hands being chopped off here before that Dreadnought fight, right? So that Dreadnought spawned, and here we go. Aceri taking over a lot of this, and yes, it will be bursted down so fast to give Aceri that next Dread.
Yeah, and they are going to go ahead and secure that down. Now it's just a matter of scoring. How much are they going to break over? They're trying to do the 50, and they are. So 49 over on that first goal. It's going to be really big for them. And, you know, Maned Wolves just got to figure out a way how to keep this going and utilizing all of these things correctly. So hopefully we will see them continue on with that pressure, continuing on with that level of snowballing, and we will see if that is going to be the case moving forward.
That's right, so everybody kind of getting the lay of the land here because we're just about to hit that 4-minute mark, and sometimes this is that more ambiguous time of Unite, although you are kind of waiting for those Dreadnought, you are kind of waiting for the last things before the final stretch, but look at this. This will make it less ambiguous because you've got a clear team fight going on right here on the top path. Of course, hyperspace holes are thrown down. You got the block there on the bottom, though. Not really needed, but it was just kind of for safekeeping. But notice, of course, our Absol there for Orange. Aceri Esports going to be dropping both players there on the top. No, okay, Lucario will actually get out unscathed. Very nice. So Maned Wolves trying to make that push back. Of course, with that bottom assault as well, though, it does leave Aceri with a bit of that gap.
Yeah, they just overwhelmed Aceri over here at that top goal, and now they're looking for even more. Zeros is going to drop, and Sherlock trying to return back, but that's not going to be the case. Kanai wants to take him home, but it's not going to be the case. They're going to go ahead and speed out here, and now you see them applying pressure to the Rotom already. They're most likely going to get it. It's dropping really low, and it's uncontested. Maned Wolves are going to go ahead and get that. So Aceri Esports having to deal with not only Rotom, but now the spawning and out of positionness that they do have for this potential Dreadnought down at bottom. So even though Maned Wolves right now, it looks like the goal says otherwise, it is really impressive to see them play out this way and see how well they can play, even though they are behind at the moment.
Actually, you do want to give props to Aceri's Sherlock right there, because not only was I trying to call it, but you were calling it as well. Really narrowly escaping the KO twice, and very, very narrowly. So here we go. We have that team fight actually transpiring early right here, Kanashi. So we have about 20 seconds until that final stretch. But look at this. Who has the full pockets? It's going to be Aceri Esports still with a lot of those 50s. And so they'll be looking forward to this Zapdos. If they can get that, we're going to see some Hundo Dunkins flying. You do see one or two right from Maned Wolves, but that Delphox actually looking to be in a little bit of trouble. Luckily backed up with that super jump. And there we go, Kanashi. It's the final stretch.
Yeah, Sherlock trying to get out of there, but it's going to get picked off, pushing a little too far there. Now Zeddy down one player, but do they have enough here? They're going to pop the Hoops Unbound to go ahead and keep them up, but it's not going to be enough to go ahead and keep them going. So Maned Wolves getting chipped away here. Angel down to 1 HP. Will they be able to get away here? It looks like that might be the case. Now Zero just trying to continue on the push. Fanciful Fireworks going to go ahead and keep him out of the choke point right now. And the Hoops Unbound coming out from Maned Wolves now, trying to go ahead and figure out if they can deal that pressure. They're looking at one, but right now Zero dropping very low. And the Carl Dave going to be able to get that heavy slam, but the damage coming through. Angel going to be able to clean up too. And trying to get the rest of it moving forward. The side of Azeti is going to go ahead and find these individual picks and trying to keep them off of the Zapdos. Kenai trying to be the last hope for Maned Wolves. and just dashing around, not going to be able to, though, going to get chased down by Azeti, and now they're going to go ahead and apply the pressure. They have that, and the FF is going to come through.
So those F's in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, because that surrender means, obviously, we're going to have Azeti win this one. And so now, Kanashi, isn't that a 1-1 on our victories right here? So I think we're bringing it to another match, if I recall correctly. I have to make sure that I recall that correctly. But anyway, that final score is going to be 295 for Azeti to 87 for M-Dubs.
No, you are correct. So, yeah, Maned Wolves won the first one, and now Azeti is going to tie it up at 1 apiece. And both of these games, you know, really did come down to the way how these teams played. But the way how Azeti has been playing this is like, we'll take the fight. It did have me spooked a little bit once the timer came back and they lost to Lucario. But at the end of the day, you know, it did come down to them being able to focus down certain players during the team fight and cleaning up and prioritizing who they need in that moment. So really good play overall. Would like to see, you know, another really good matchup. You know, it's same lineups. We'll see if that is going to be the case as Azeti Esports and Maned Wolves are going to go run it back once again.
So here we are with our damage on screen, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see ahead of the pack by leaps and bounds is going to be that orange Absol there for Azeti with 109k. I mean, we're looking pretty devastating. While damage doesn't win you the game, as we've had the theme, that was the team that won. So obviously, Azeti putting that work in and looking very nice. You know, it was Kanashi noting in the previous game, Carl Dave playing a really good game. We're going to echo that again with this second game, but really it was just the entire team's effort. So looking good all around.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like doesn't show up on the scoreboard enough, but like the assist numbers that Carl Dave is just able to get, just heavy slam block and push them into your team. You find those little individual like picks and they start snowballing into something, not only just like advantage, like man advantage, but also positioning later down the line as well. So really good play overall, and we'll see if that ends up moving forward. We do have one more match between Azeti and Maned Wolves at the moment. Once we get that finished, we'll hop over to the other side of the bracket as well. But overall, great matches coming out here. Azeti and Maned Wolves, Maned Wolves. We'll see if they continue on forward. This is going to be the winner take all a little bit as we're going to be moving forward.
So it looks like Dan311 over there in our chat is saying congrats to Azeti and GG for Maned Wolves. Big fan of their plays, absolutely. You know, who could not be a fan of what we just saw take place? And as Kanashi says, we are going to determine a winner this time between these two teams. But really, you and I love to speculate and say, like, okay, what can they do to adapt? And now we have a 1-1 victory for each of them. So the question is, of course, you know, how do you adapt kind of in double time here? Because you're adapting to what we saw in Game 1, but also Game 2, and now you're playing again. So this kind of puts the onus on both teams now. It's not just that one has to figure it out. You know, both of them kind of have to either outplay the other one, outsmart them, maybe trick them, you know, element of surprise here and there. We'll see in the roster picks, of course, too, but it may not be entirely up to that.
Yeah, we'll see if there is going to be a special pickup later down the line. If there is going to be like a little bit of, you know, maybe they have a pocket shot they have in their back pockets, you know, just as we saw earlier with Love D's, you know, they don't play the Absol. We're going to go ahead and play the Garchomp instead. Things like that can definitely push them over the edge. So we'll see how that plays out between Azeti and Maned Wolves. Overall, it's been the same compositions, and both of these teams know what they want to do exactly. So we'll see if there's any adjustments in terms of like actual play here, or if it's going to be an adjustment of actual roster slots and character changes. We'll definitely take a peek at that.
Hey, feel free to confirm. I think that's one of the main wolves in the chat right there. I see MW Wolver in there saying they went for the hunt, but this match was tough, and so I can definitely see that. And so they're saying Angel misclick pursuit was a sad move. So, hey, we might be getting a little bit of insight right there from the team's mouths themselves, you could say. Fingers here in the chat, though. But anyway, we'll try to bring this to you as quick as we can, of course. We're going to be looking into all that. All those logistics we were talking about before are panning out right now. And so hopefully, of course, these teams just kind of jump into this as fast as possible, and we'll get you those roster picks and everything. But definitely, I want to see you guys vocal in the chat for your favorite teams. Really, Kanashi and I are just rooting for the closest match we can see, basically, because obviously this one will now determine the winner, as we've mentioned.
Yeah, and winner of this is going to be moving on into the finals. Just to give you a couple heads up on the bracket itself. On the other side, we still have the semifinals match between Love D's and Lucker Bunch, kind of just sitting in the waiting for this match to finish up. And the winner of this match is going to go ahead and face off against one of those two. So definitely another heads up thing to look out for. We'll see if that is going to be the case. But here we go. We are going to be hopping into character select, and we'll see if there are any new or interesting picks moving forward.
So, of course, as far as when we say new, well, we're seeing the main wolves, not really. We still have that Absol. We still got that Delphox in the picture. Our Hoopas, our Blissey, our Lucario, those are the obvious givens. But look at what's going on over here. We got the Snorlax. We are seeing, of course, with the Chef's Hollowware. We got the Hoopa. We got the Absol. Pikachu Kanashi right here for a Zero XS. So we're looking pretty good, but we just got to hope that now the gameplay is going to be vastly different, right? That's what you have to kind of make the deciding factor, I would say, for this game 3.
Yeah, and we'll see if it comes in the way of aggression picks. Is it laning? Is there any other individual things moving forward? But yeah, definitely a lot to think about. A lot of outplay between Carl, Dave, and Nick. It's going to be a lot to look into here.
That's right, so there's the ready go. Ladies and gentlemen, for our game 3, this will determine our winner between Aceti and Main Wolves. Here it is. So we're very much gonna anticipate and gonna see it transpire right here, is that's gonna be the 1-1-3 fold out, but we got Absol gonna be for Aceti, Absol gonna be for Main Wolves here in the central area, and there it is on this bottom path, that typical going after that Audino right here, a slugfest, and again, the Electro Web's down. It's very much a repeat of what we've kind of been seeing a lot this tournament. When you have a Pikachu down there, you're gonna Electro Web around that Audino. It's just almost the given at this point.
Yeah, they're just playing it nice and safe, trying to get whatever damage through. Carl, Dave going to be able to get that a little bit of a Citrus Berry boost, and utilizing that along with the Magician to get a little speed boost as well. So Carl, Dave going to be able to head out. Does find a pick. They are taking up as much space as possible, and Azeti just getting some of the farm that overall would have went to Main Wolves.
I think this will once again be one of those principles where we say how much of the basics do we talk about or not, Kanashi, but we like the pick of Snorlax going up with the Magician because you have that passive to be able to actually get the double HP recovery from those berries with Snorlax, so the gluttony, But anyway, we did see the KOs early on, and there it is again, the Absol on Absol. It's that violence from the Absols right here. Looking pretty devastating, but you obviously see Sherlock's trying to zone out, and we are seeing just quite the slugfest here on the bottom goal. And look at that. It's going to be just that takedown at the last second. The pursuit is on, but Main Wolves, that might be your demise. Yes, it is trying to extend there, and it will be just pickoffs left and right because you're seeing, of course, Absol being brought down right there from Aceti as well.
Yeah, that was a really risky move. They wanted the KO so bad that it put Juan out of position and the rest of Azeti Esports, which is ready to collapse on them. But overall, still early, just trying to figure out what picks you can get, what you could steal, and right now, Azeti just making their presence felt, and making sure that it is as hard as possible for Main Wolves to move forward.
Definitely, my friend. So we're going to see the Audino being taken down right here, but also there's the skirmish on this kind of middle area of that bottom path, and it goes down quick. That Chansey's out of there, and this is interesting because we're not a Blissey yet, right? A lot of the times by this point in the match, you've probably gotten that evolution and stuff, so it's a small path to the evolution, but hey, just the fact that we've actually held it off this long is, I think, worth something there for Aceti to against Main Wolves. Delphox going to pull off this KO in the last second against our Snorlax here, so looking pretty good, though. Main Wolves trying to respond to that, and there's our Chansey getting that last kind of hit on the farm, on the Wilds, and evolve right here before the Dread.
Yeah, and this is a big evolution right now. That level 4 gives you Safeguard, or Soft Boiled, most likely Safeguard here. But we'll see if Zeddy is going to make a response here. Carl Dave going to give him the sit and has now isolated Kanai. Can they get the KO? They do. They do convert on that. Now Sherlock going to push forward into the hyperspace hole in order to TP and get back in. Now you see them already applying pressure here, but it looks like Juan wants a piece of this. But overall, Zeddy Esports has already surrounded Dreadnought. Now is Juan going to be able to get out using their own hyperspace hole? But Maned Wolves just trying to figure out if they want to go ahead and keep playing defense, or if they're just going to go ahead and let it go.
So we certainly shouldn't call the match or anything like that, obviously, so this is not a statement like that, but I said he definitely playing like a team that wants to win this. I mean, they've been coming out in full force. Main Wolves, though, trying to place the defense, but notice how many of them are dropping here, which they do have the goal advantage, all that, you know, speed, all that recovery, and look at how it's happened. So you can obviously hyperspace hole, you can get back into it really quickly, and with that 5er, you can still leave the goal up, so that's very nice, because you dunk in that 5, get some points on the board, and still leave a goal pretty low here.
Yeah, now Zeddy is going to go ahead and rotate up the top. Already looking at the Rotom as the potential next pick. And you do see Maned Wolves as well, just kind of trying to answer back and see if that is going to be the case. Carl Dave just trying to create a little bit of space for themselves. They are going to get fire spun up there. And continuing on with the damage. Does have the Unite move going to be able to pop this, and now pushing back 3 into the rest of the team. So much speed coming through. Now they're looking to get even more damage. They already pick off the Absol, which is the main source of damage for Maned Wolves here. Now they're looking for more. They happen to get a little bit, and they're looking at Nick next. They're going to go ahead and break this front goal with a little bit over, and now allow the Rotom to go ahead and push and threaten that tier 2 goal.
Nick next, Paddywhack, give a Lucario a bone, I guess. I mean, that obviously Snorlax, we've been seeing a very wonderful use of those blocks today, and that's what I love. You know, we kind of mentioned it about Zugrug, but we've seen it great from Carl Dave. It's, you know, you go in with the heavy slam, immediately convert to block, and it's just been devastating. So anyway, we're now seeing actually Lucario that's in a lot of danger here for Maned Wolves. And then you got, of course, Absol with the Midnight Slash. Angel trying to turn this around on Sherlock, who has been, of course, holding his own. And so on this top goal, obviously doing the song and dance down there while a Dreadnought is here on the map. We don't have that Rings Unbound yet or anything. That's typically what you do to teleport, but it's not needed because you can see that really there were no hands on deck for Maned Wolves right there for that Dread.
Yeah, and they are just going to play it safe. They are looking for another one, but now here comes the hyperspace hole and the Hoops Unbound to go ahead and bring the rest of the team in. Carl Dave has his eyes set on one, but the 2 pickoffs already back here by the Pikachu, already looking for more. And now they're going to put Angel up against the wall, either this wall or this wall. We're trying to figure out what they want to cook up here. Carl Dave trying to serve up some sauce here on this platter, and they're continuing on with the pressure. Going to go ahead and take that power nap, go ahead and go back home. And we'll see if they do return back to the fight. They do. Looking at Juan this time, pushing him away, utilizing that X speed in order to go ahead and get even more distance. And we'll see if that is going to be back up in time for them to go ahead and apply pressure. And yeah, a lot of the team is playing really, really tight gaming overall. They find a certain pick, they take advantage of this, and as you can see by the scoreline right now, Zeddy just currently having the lead and just eating up as much space as possible.
Carl Dave, we love to see these Snorlax plays with the block again, and so now we're actually seeing Koro ZF is going to be actually in that tall grass trying to catch Nick off guard, and finally we'll pull that off right here. So very nicely done. And right here we're actually seeing now, of course, the sandwich between Hoopa, so it's our Hoopa sandwich, and Snorlax is trying to cook something up. Kanashi was using all sorts of chef puns, which is very apt with that Hollowware, and so we're going to try to keep those going. But notice obviously the damage. If you can't take the heat, get out of that kitchen, man, because Snorlax is going to faint, pass out from the exhaustion, man. They were definitely sent on the run, so this is wonderful. Now the final note, I guess, would be, of course, with these dunks from Maned Wolf, we're also seeing on the top path, kind of going more towards Aceri and leaving Maned Wolf to defend over there.
Yeah, they're trying to get as many points in here as possible, and Nick trying to survive the fight, but no, Angel's gonna go ahead and be able to possibly squeak by here, already picking off 2, and now Carl is being the only one here along with the rest of the team. He's gonna drop as well, so now trying to deal that damage through, but Zero here to just chip away at them, tell them, hey, you can't score here, maybe later, but not now. We do see the way how Maned Wolves is going to answer back, though. They're going to go ahead and heal, get ready for this final stretch as we're about to hop into it in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, you'd like to see that resistance brought on by our Pikachu right here. It's almost playing that defender Pika, right? You know, when you're staying there as that lone Pikachu on the goal. So left side team actually going to get those shields and experience just before that final stretch. They're going to see that alert that we got on screen right here, which is we have a huge lead. That is true, but obviously Maned Wolves sitting there with those Hundo Dunkins ready. If they get that zap, that's what we'll be looking at. So Aceri, the onus is on them obviously to protect against this. Here it is. We're going to poke and prod that Zapdos. Notice everybody hiding out in the tall grass. This is what you're going to do. You're going to wait and see. Are they going to initiate that Zapdos? Should we kind of jump in if we're Maned Wolves after Aceri has made the push for it? So it's all going to happen in this next minute and 30.
Yeah, and we'll see when the hyperspace holes get played out. You already see 40 seconds already burned off of this final stretch. They are just kind of playing it nice and slow. Azeti knows that the ball is in Maned Wolves' court, and now they're going to have to initiate right now. Hoops and Bound being popped out by both sides, looking for more damage than the Midnight Slash going to be able to deal some massive damage here. Now Sultan trying to return the favor onto the Absol. They're going to be able to go ahead and get that as well. Now they have 3 players here, very low HP, but same thing with the Zapdos dropping dangerously low, and they're going to be able to get it here. So Maned Wolves going to be able to finalize and get this final Zapdos going their way. And now it's just a matter of, can they score? Can they capitalize? They're still behind by a little bit, and looks like Nick gonna have this free dunk here, that breakaway goal, and they are gonna go ahead and do that. 30 seconds left. Now the ball is in Azeti's court, and they have to figure out a way how to score a potential 100 in order to continue this game and make it even closer.
Dare we say a Hundo Duncan? Yes, they were dunked in all over the place from Maned Wolves, but that's what Aceri needs. And so right now, playing a solid defense, but notice this, with all point values doubled, we're going to get in a 30-plus right here on this bottom path. You're going to need a little bit more math than that, though, am I right, folks? So there's the blocks down, and it looks like the 3-2-1. Not enough time, was it? I mean, I actually did.
Let's go, boys. Grand finals starting now. Easy win for Eldritch? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Hold up now. Put some respect on the... Okay. That's a little spooky. They're all bluffs. They're all counter traps. They're all counter traps, dude. Trust. Who believes? Who believes? Who believes? Throw some copiums in chat. Now, there you go. There's predictions. Gian's got you, boys. Predict now. I'm glad I got here for the finals. Hey, good timing. Alright, Summoner. Gonna go Monk of the Tinyi. Okay. 4 set cards. What do you guys think they can be? They could be the... If they were the summons, they probably would have summoned by now. Well, maybe not necessarily. Playing around the Vegeta. Same field pod. There's Moye. It looks like there's a on summon chain, so it's probably a counter trap is activating here. Oh no, dude. Come on. Cosmic Twin Twister. Fuck! No, dude, no! No! Just as I said, that this is not the floodgate. He flips the fucking floodgate. No, dude. It's fine. He still has Vegeta. Fun drain. Yeah. There's Vegeta. We're still fine. He's just locked into worms. That's all. Can I refund the Sword Soul voters? He's fine, boys. He's fine. Check this out. Check this out. Check it. Check it. Check it. Eventually. Solemn set. There's no way. Bro, he's running a 60 card deck, man. There's no way he opened up skill drain Solemn Scolding or Solemn Judgment. There's no way. No way. And if he does, there's no way he has a monster summon an elixir. F skill drain? Yeah, for real. I like how everyone in the community can agree just fuck skill drain, this shit should be banned, and like it's still legal. Goes in Draco Berserker of the Tenyi summoned. Solemn Strike, okay. There goes the Berserker. He still has Vegeta. Just kidding. He doesn't. He ain't got shit. Why are you playing Call By in this deck? All right, but hear me out. He can do 2,700 damage to him. That's worth. Bro, this is cringe. This is pretty cringe. I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty cringe. Added back the Vegeta, but it's still under Called By effect. So, you know. I'm cringing. Mirror Force? Bro, chill. Today's the day. Okay, on the bright side, okay, hear me out. At least Eldritch doesn't have any monsters. He could potentially be bricked. There is no access to Eldritch the Golden Lord, Banshee, anything like that. So, you know, like that's not that bad actually. If he could, he's a 60 card deck. If he can keep him bricked for like a couple turns, he might be able to just beat him down. You know, he might be able to just beat him off. Pause. Don't. Hey, see? We're good. Now, Eldritch needs to not top deck anything that relates to a monster, and we're good. We're good. We're solid. None of these were Eldritch cards, so they're not going to float. And there's no way he top... Wow. Wow. Holy shit. Top decks the Eldritch Golden Lord. Wow. Oh, Cold Buy. The clutch Cold Buy. Yo. Hey, yo. No way. There's no way. No way, bro. You don't have anything for that. There's no way you have anything for that. There's no way you have anything for that. Bro, come on. No! Fuck, dude. Oh. No, dude. What is that top deck? What was the other card that was sent? Impermanence? No. 1,400 life, man. 1,400 life. And he sent away this guy too, so he could set up a thing now. He can set up fucking the elixir. Skill drain. Well, he has Vegeta now. Vegeta's live. He has Vegeta. It's fine. This is fine. This is fine, actually. He's going to win right here. Boys, it's not over. He's got this. He's got this. Come on. Vegeta, put skill drain away. He's got this. Boys, he's got this. Anything, anything. Another Moye. Boys, he's going in. This is game. He's good. Hey, we did the grand finals. It's not allowed. Fathers above, brick this man's hand. He's playing 60 cards. There's no way he opens well with 60 cards. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, I don't like this already. I spent my college savings in Sword Soul. Please, let's go. I'll say that, dude. I mean, this, okay, he's searching the counter trap. That's not that bad. Okay. Okay, but listen. Okay, how many cards? Oh, Ash. Don't call by. Don't call by. Don't call by. Don't call by. Do not call by. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. No grass is greener. Okay. Elixir. We Elixing. There's still delay. Set a card. Set 2 cards. Set 3 cards. Fuck. He didn't even need the grass, dude. Alright. Feather Duster. Right here. Feather Duster. Feather Duster. Feather Duster. I can feel it. Feather Duster. Set 3. He bricked. He used his whole hand. That's a brick. Yeah, he really tried to bait that Ash for real. Show me the Feather Duster. Feather Duster. Feather Duster. Feather Duster. Bro, we cannot allow Eldritch to win. They are the villains. Prank Kids are like the funny villains, and then Eldritch is like the villain lords. Okay. What? No. No. Bro, what the fuck is that? What is in your hand? Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Okay, we activate impermanence to stop the golden castle thingy. Infinite impermanence column. Minus 800, Keck W. Bro, what is in his hand? No shot. No way. Negate this. Ash. 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 Anything. Can you even Ash this? Yeah, I think you can. Essence to the grave from the deck. Come on. Anything. 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 Please don't let this happen. Yes. Yes. Oh, but he's got a negate now. He's got the counter trap. He can tribute the Eldritch. Oh, didn't do it. Okay, we're good. I mean, yeah, wouldn't you tribute the Eldritch and then resummon him? I guess he's afraid of another hand trap. $25, okay. Dude, this feels hopeless. Feather Duster, bro! Where's Feather Duster? Fuck, wow. And now he has another zombie. No, dude. And now grass? No grass, no grass, no grass. Where's Feather Duster, bro? Give me that top deck Feather Duster. Come on. Come on. Yo, I forgot Conquistador was limited, by the way. I forgot that completely. Conquistador is at 1 in Master Duel. I forgot that was a thing. I just completely didn't even think about it until just like right now. Fuck, dude, crazy. 5 back row. Well, 4 back row. They have castles not doing anything. This card looks like Stromberg, by the way. Surprised he let the Ash go. That's what I was saying. He could have used the Omni Negate on the Ash, and then he could have Eldritched the cursed Eld land, right? And then if he did that, he would have had Conquistador, and then he would have had whatever he wanted. He could have set up, you know, Baldork easily if he wanted to. So I'm very surprised. Or he could get another Banshee World. He could have done that as well. The point isn't to negate the Ash. The point is to get the guy off the field so you can summon him back. But he chose this, so I believe in him. I would like Eldritch more if you didn't have dumb Mickey Mouse looking hands. Oh my god, he does have Mickey Mouse looking hands. Yo, chill. Yo, chill. Yo, chill. Yo, chill out, dude. It said Mickey Mouse hands. Fuck. Alright, anyway, Conquistador comes out, can pop the token. Holy shit, dude. My man said Mickey Mouse hands. Fuck. You're right. You're right. Oh no. He would fit in perfectly in Kingdom Hearts, dude. Yeah. Not the Mickey Mouse hands, man. Alright, what do we got? What card is better in Master Duel tournaments? Dark Ruler No More or Triple Tactics Talent? I have not really... you don't really see either of those cards. I think I see Triple Tactics more. It just depends on the deck you're playing. Like, if you're playing a deck that wants to, like, get monster negates, but you can't afford to discard cards for Droplet, then obviously, you know, you could go for that. Alright, Yazi coming on out. Remember, he still has his Omni Negate live. Batale Phase gonna go ahead, swing the Yazi into the Eldritch Golden Lord. Okay. Not a big loss. Minus 100, yeah. Oh, the Feather Duster. There it is. He's got it. And he lets it go through because he didn't... Oh my god. No Eldritch monster. All he had was Conquistador, which does not count. What the hell?
Take him back. Search your card. Cane Hawk. Take him back. Search your card.
He's in?
Always a pleasure to tune in, my
Hey.
good sir.
Thank you, Muef. Mugus, indeed. Thank you for the 5 months, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. What happened? He swung the Yazi into the Eldritch Lord, lost his Eldritch Lord, can't Omni Negate anymore, and then he Feather Dusted him.
Wow, monkey.
Still has a way to resummon, though. Top deck mode. Only Yazi to deal with here. Eldritch of the Golden Lords coming on back, boys. Gonna send away the Eldlixir. Summon himself. He's huge. It's gonna be ouch. 1 Conquistador, so no more Conquistadors. Does the Yazi effect only work if when this card starts a battle or card effect sets the grave, you can special summon 1 worm from your deck in defense? Okay. Oh no, dude. He actually top decked the Banshee. Fuck. All right. Well, at least it's a worm from the deck, right? Copium. So this is kind of the problem. Banshee turns the worms into zombies. So he's gonna have to deal with that. They're still worms when they are in the deck, but when at the moment they hit the field or the graveyard, they are no longer worms. They're zombies. And I guess the hand too, but you know. He is going to bring out the Ashuna. Okay. The Synchros need a worm, yeah. Also, aren't the, control non-effect monster, banish. Alright, he's got this guy to banish from the grave now. A little spooky. And here comes Baldork. Conquistador is gone, which lets him set up the Scarlet Sanguine. And now he has the full board that he wants. Zombie World will be live. Baldorf will be live. He can negate zombie effects. He can banish zombies. This is... Wow, I can't believe he top decked that Banshee, man. Immediately gonna Sanguine. Yo, Ash off the top? No? No? Negative? Draco Berserker? It's gonna be very hard for me to get a Draco Berserker right now. Ah, G and Y, dude. Oh no, G and Y, dude. Oh no. Oh no, dude. Guys, I want to welcome our co-caster for today. There he is, in all his glory. Oh, God. Mickey Mouse in high heels, yeah. Now we go. Let's go. Game 3, begin. Game 3 starts. Alright. What do we got? Yeah, I don't know what happened, boys. My OBS tells me no drop frames or nothing, so it must have been the Twitch servers you guys are on. Maybe the Twitch server crashed and it migrated me? I don't know. Not from my end, though. Alright, what do we got? Moe coming on out. Moe Summoner. Going turn 1? Pretty good, I would say so. Telling me it's on us? It's either on you guys or it's on Twitch servers. Not me, though. Listen, I know when my server or when my OBS will literally tell me, hey, your stream crashed, by the way, and you're not streaming to anyone. I didn't touch it. It just kept going. No drop frames, no nothing. So if it's not you guys, then it's Twitch. Or you all just have shitty internet connections. You know, it could happen. Happened before. All right, what do we got? Long Yoon Summoner. Yeah, the power of microwaves, dude. The Duel Link servers. Chemtrails. You're all infected. Oh, man. My guess is Disney. It's definitely not that. Baron de Flussy Dussy shows on up. Okay. Takes 12 to the face. Feels good, man. Set a card face down. Set 2 cards face down. Set 3 cards face down. Oh, I see he's doing a little bit of an Eldritch cosplay here. Oh, I see. You set 4 on me, I set 4 on you, buddy. God, dude. Eldritch Sword Soul? Imagine, dude. Goes for the Zombino world. Okay. Imperm drop it, call by a blackout. It's gonna be something crazy like not Twin Twister, because you can't discard anything. What's another? Cosmic. It's gonna be Cosmic, bet. It's not Cosmic. No one plays Cosmic. It's gonna be Twin Twister. Except it can't be, because he has nothing in hand. Reasoning. Ooh, Imperial Order. Got him. Got him, boys. No zombie world, no reasoning. Okay, but that's deserved Imperial Order, right? I think we can all agree that's a deserved Imperial Order. It deserved Imperial Order, dude. 100% deserved. 100% deserved. Listen, the Yu-Gi-Oh community might be divided, but there's one thing we can all agree on. Fuck Eldritch. Alright, Imperial Order drops 700 life points. No problem. Realistically, though, he probably doesn't have any more spells. The rest of his kit's probably all traps, right? 28. 3K. Ooh, boys. This might be GG. Not looking so good for Eldritch. Not looking so good for Eldritch. Minus 700, kick W. What are these traps? Another set card. He's got to play around the Baron de Fleur. 5 set right now. Oh. Oh. Beat the cancer, dude. Beat the cancer. Direct attack. Lethal blow. Oh. Sword Soul will finally win a big boy tournament and take out Eldritch. Hey. He valued the Max C too much, I think. He valued the Max C too much. Damn. That guy in chat was right. Should have saved the Zeus, dude. Alright, back to Spiral Eldritch. Eldritch is up here. Game 2. The top deck pays off. Yeah, for real though. That guy got massive. I don't think he was expecting to get killed from that high of a life point value. Which is fair. So, chat, what we're looking for here is for one of two things to happen. Because I really feel like Eldritch, if they make it to finals, Zombie World's just going to cuck, you know, Sword Soul. There's just no way, right? Spirals, though, on the other hand, making a name for themselves. Top 4. Hey, not bad. Might be able to go in. Where art thou? What the hell? Also saved you a lot in Max C challenges. Shit. Oh, wait, how do you call trap correctly, dude? Well, I guess it's Eldritch. That was scary. You just slap in ZW in your deck to cuck people without screwing yourself. Do it? Wait, what? I feel like Tri-Brigade is better in Eldritch versus Sword Soul. No! No, both decks are really, really bad against Eldritch Zombie World, dude. Neither deck's gonna have a good matchup against that. So Sword Soul is hoping Spirals can make it here. Because that Zombie World, man, that Zombie World fucks you up. Alright. Looking pretty good though for Spirals. They're popping off here. They are down a game, so they're gonna be forced to go turn 2 game 3 if we get there. Monster reboard. Oh shit. Appalussy Baduzzy. Okay. Nightmare Griffin. Nightmare Griffin, gonna discard. Set Monster Reborn. Jesus Christ. Can't use it this turn, though. 1 material Appo. Well, I mean, if he makes the... well, it can't be destroyed because this is the guy, right? Is it this guy? Set this card. Then if this card's co-linked, special summon monster field cannot activate unless they're linked. Oh, it's not you? Wait, which card gives... Is it this one? Which card makes it so their links can't be destroyed? If they're linked. I thought it was Griffin. No? Is it the Nightmare? The Phoenix? The Nightmare Phoenix is what does it? This guy? You can only use effect. Co-link monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. There you go. Alright. Co-link monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. You got the Karibo. In case it do get through, you can make a 0 attack. Drone is back. 5. Yeah, he's done all this. He still has 5 cards in hand, by the way. How many effects does this guy have? He's got 2. Once per turn, you can target a card in the field, banish it. If he gets 1 more, it's just co-links, right? Based on the number of co. If he gets 1 more, when a card or effects activate a quick effect, you negate the activation if you do banish it. Did he get it? He did! Now he has a negate off a Tri-Gate Wizard. Jesus Christ. What a board. Oh shit! Lava Golem, dude! Into the lightning storm! Protected because of the effect. Woo! Baby! The old Duel Links classic! Lava Golem! Board? Board? Shit. Gonna go in, negate the Eldritch. Still has his Appalussy and Griffin. 3 cards set. Damn, dude. The crazy thing is he's only has 5 extra deck monsters left, too. Alright, 4 cards set from Eldritch. 5 cards set from Eldritch. Sorry, my apologies. I apologize to the Eldritch community. Sanguine into the Spirit. He's going to bring out both Eldritch and Baldork. Baldork has the ability to negate and banish whenever zombies activate their effect. Oh, he's actually going to bring out Banshee first to bring out that Zombino world. Everything's a zombie now. Baldork was already in the graveyard. My apologies. Summon Jesus Christ. Infinite Impermanency, though, makes it so... Never mind. Gonna pay half his life to keep his Baldork effect intact. No Infinite Impermanence. Solemn Judgment goes in, says trap, going to negate, but he's going to counter negate. You cannot activate Baldork more than once per chain, but he's got the Solemn Strike on the Appaloosa. Appaloosa will be negated here. Baldork negating the effect of the Spiral Tooth. Magician Soul, he's not done yet. He's running low on extra deck space, though. Only 5 cards in there. He's got the Spy, or the Secret Agent can pop a card here. Also, remember, he has Monster Reborn still set, chat. Remember that. Goes for the counter. Baldor can still banish a card when a zombie effect monster activates. Monster Reborn. Gonna bring back the drone is what he's choosing here. Only 1 effect left, and that's a banish effect from Baldork. Says monster card. Oh, he got him. We're good. Game 3. This time, Eldridge goes first. Oh, baby. Don't grass, don't grass. Well, actually, he's got a thick deck. Grass isn't even that bad. 43 versus 55. It's not that bad. Reasoning is a little scarier. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, man. Multiple Eldritch cards in the grave. Banshee as well. For free. Fuck. Okay. Holy fucking... no. Zombino World. Activate 1 set card. Nessie. Nessie discarding the Secret Agent. Summons the Nessie. Nessie again. Oh man, rough. Drops the Nessie. Add a card rather. Adds the Mothman. Mothman effect. What do we send? We sent the Mothman. The Mothman. Gonna add another card. Bring back Master Plan. Called by... Oh, man, dude. Eldritch. No, dude. Fuck. All right. Hungry Hippo looking head ass. He actually had Twin Twister and elected not to use it. Fun fact, boys. Terraforming to add the field spell. Yeah, he had Twin Twister there, but elected not to use it. I'm fighting for my life here? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go in, drop the field spell. It gets solemned. Solemn Judgment, get that shit out of here. That's a big blow. That sucks. That field spell's really good, man. And next turn, he is going to be able to bring out a whole zombie board. I think that's game, man. Whew. Yikes. Super polymerization. All right, wrap it up, boys. It's over. Wrap it up, boys. It's over. Holy fuck, dude. Zombie World, dude. It's too good. Victor Lee will save us. So Victor Lee now has to find a way to play Sword Soul into Zombino World, dude. Zombino World. Duel Links cards, yeah. Okay. Sets up a card face down. This is the second time Zombie World Eldritch got to Grand Finals. Last time it went up against, I think it was Shadal or something. It should invoke Shadal. Zombie World Eldritch is a slept-on deck, like, actually, dude. I actually think this deck is really ridiculous, especially if you're doing, like, ladder, there are so many Sword Soul players, and this deck just farms Sword Soul.
Alright, so this is Arceus versus Dialga. The final battle of the Guard Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifiers 6 out of 10. Quite a mouthful of a tournament name, I know. Having a Sobble start with a Capture Energy is not bad, considering they do have Melanie as an option to accelerate and then attach that DTE, potentially. So... the opponent is going first, though. So this could still be anyone's game. But I'm sure this is going to be Capture Energy for Arceus and then keep calling. They might also play the Marnie and try to get other things set down, but I think that's the main thing they'll go for here. Oh yeah, this final is better already than last week's double Mew. I mean, to be fair, there were only 2 Mew in Top Cut, but they both were on opposite sides of the bracket and ended up hitting each other in finals. So, it really do be that way sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely a step up. Like, I was really sad. I mean, not really sad, because it's, like, really, like, at the end of the day, it's a Pokemon tournament.
It's a Pokemon tournament, and it's the end of the tournament.
Disappointed that Dialga lost, because
yeah,
like I think I just tuned out of
the finals. Yeah. For the first game, I was like, I'm trying to keep this interesting, guys. There's not much I can do about this.
I think the game kind of tells it.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, Game 2 was super interesting because of the very end play, which was the belt triple tablet for KO thing. That being said, I think it's more interesting that the opponent already has a full board state of 2 Mews, Radiant Greninja, Crobat, and double Dialga already.
Yeah, kind of like that Zacian, or the new one. Although it's kind of funny, it's gone like 10 or so already.
Yeah. I don't think Mew is the most interesting mirror, not gonna lie, Z-Man. I just don't enjoy watching Mew versus Mew, both of them drawing a billion cards. But that's just me.
Fun to watch. It's more like I don't know.
Sure,
it's like
sure,
it's
it can be kind of complicated
like
to pilot.
Easy mirror.
Yeah, like it's sort of hard to pilot as like a Mew player, but like it's not fun to watch. Oh, I thought that was double Dialga. I thought that was the alt-art Dialga, but that's actually the... that's a Zacian.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
Yeah. That's a kind of a tough quick. Okay, I wonder if you get like rid of like the choice belt.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure
like...
can get another Mon down. Level could get Drizzile.
Mm-hmm.
Marnie's your supporter.
Getting 3 energy off Intrepid was insane, though. That was...
like 11.
They play, I think, 10?
10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, give me a second. I'll double-check that, actually. So I'm not, like... It is 11. Okay, you were right, it was 11.
Oh, I was just guessing.
It was 11, it was 11. I just thought it was 10 based on the previous lists I've seen. But yeah, that's insane. Like, if they have boss this turn, they can just KO one of these Arceus. Especially the one with the cap on it.
Yeah, because otherwise... I don't think an attack happens if you KO the one with the cap.
I swear, anytime I play Zacian, it's either I hit 2 off Intrepid Sword or I hit nothing off Intrepid Sword. There is no in between.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I rarely get like just one.
Yeah.
It's 0 or 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. I feel like more often than not I get 0 for some reason, though. If they have boss and net, then they are in such a good spot right now.
I think I have at least one copy of every Zacian that's on PTCG.
Oh yeah, I have everything except for this new ACNV. Like, I have all of them. In fact, I have 4 of the full arts on PTCG.
Oh wait, I don't think I have the... I don't think I have either promo, actually.
Oh, I have both of them. I just don't have the trainer gallery one from this most recent set. There's a saucer.
Oh, I saw in Japan that there's like gonna be like a shiny one as well.
Yeah. I saw that as well.
Like, okay, I think
we have enough Zacian.
After, like, whatever the one before the trainer gallery one, like, I think like that. I think that was enough.
Yeah, I think we've had enough Zacians, especially considering they're rotating.
Or they're expected to be, like, I don't know.
They're definitely
what
rotating. They're 100% rotating.
Maybe with just a late announcement. Because I feel like... Yeah, because it's like mid-June. I feel like we would hear something, but eh.
Yeah. They are going for boss by any means necessary. If I had to guess, this is probably a... Okay, so they're gonna Pyukumuku first. But this is probably a retreat into Training Court into use their Radiant Greninja again. To try and hit boss. Oh, they already had the energy in hand, never mind. Trekking shoes. They are trying. Wow. There it is. Yeah, I kind of realized when they didn't discard that top card that they were going for specific... that they were picking the boss off the top. But that's insane.
I think I got over for Dialga. I just love the whole idea of, like, turbo and, like...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I like the idea of
mechanics. Mm-hmm. Taking an extra prize...
And taking an extra turn.
An extra turn.
Yeah. I very much enjoy that as well.
Taking an extra prize. I played Plasma Lugia, played the Articuno, I've played ADP.
I was not a fan. I'm not a fan of, like, Turbo, because I'm always, like, a checkmate person, but it's one of the reasons why I love Medicham, is I love being able to combo into taking an extra turn. At the very least, they have a response here.
Taking an extra turn can definitely kind of be sort of gimmicky, like, it can be, like, kind of awkward. But, like, if you get it set up, like, I don't know, like 5 energy, or, like, waiting until something has, like, 20 left.
Yeah.
But it's also very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Very worth it.
I saw that the Samurai list tonight was playing a Medicham. They were not playing, like, a Rapid Strike energy. They were just playing Darks, but the Medicham was really good comboed with the... Like, I've played with the Medicham as well, and I really like it with Medicham. Because you can go Samurai V-Star power, them down to put 40 on, like, a Dunsparce or something like that, and then Yoga Loop it.
Yoga Loop. I played this one game with Samurai, and like I was like, oh no, what do I think I was in like a bad spot unless I got like the Medicham, and I'm like wait, Raihan, and then like boss or something like that. Somehow I pulled it out. But the funniest thing was the Palkia player I did it against KO'd my Medicham and brought it back for me. I'm
Okay,
like,
that's
sick.
funny.
Okay, I'll Ray hand and win.
That's actually extremely funny.
Cause like I had like the yeah, I had like the yoga loop ping on the active, and then like the boss or something like that.
Yeah.
Can't remember the exact details. I just remember
It
they
just
did
happened. That's all. It just happened.
I think that's all the details you need to know is they brought back Medicham and I got to take 4 prizes.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Alright. So that is 6 energy on that Dialga. So they're gonna boss that undamaged Arceus to take the KO. Because even with Big Charm, it's still KOing.
Yeah, and that kind of means there's no Sharon available.
Yeah. Means there's no Sharon available, and it also means that there's not much response that can be done here. It's not like the previous games where there was no other attacker set up and they were able to KO the Dialga after it. This Dialga has max HP.
Wait, sorry, what's this score right now? Is it 1-0 for Arceus, or?
It's 0 right now. It's about
0,
to be
okay,
it's about to be 1-0 for the
I was
Dialga.
like,
This
did
is
I
game
miss-
1.
I was like, did I miss something?
No. But yeah, they still Sharon's cared anyway. They're just gonna sack a 1-prizer and hope, kind of thing. But yeah, I think Gabe has this game on lock. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There's the last boss. It's just there. Alright. So they are moving to game 2. Alright, starting the Sobble seems good. Having capture energy to be able to get down. Okay, so they can quick ball away the water, grab an Arceus, capture away, or not capture away, but capture onto Arceus, get down another Sobble, potentially. Dialga is better than people... Yeah, I 100% agree. Dialga is insane. Everyone hyped up Palkia. Everyone thought that Dialga was just going to be a mid-deck. But nah, it's literally up here at the top tables. I'm expecting this weekend in Milwaukee...
I kind of wrote it off.
Yeah. I'm expecting this weekend in Milwaukee to see very, very fringe success with Turbo Palkia. But I expect us to see at least one Dialga in top 8. There's definitely going to be at least one Palkia in top 8 in Milwaukee, but there's... I have to say there's gotta be a Dialga in top 8 as well. I'm sure there's gonna be a good, like, diverse top 8 for this particular tournament. Might even see something spicy.
Yeah, it's kind of wild that the Australian one that just like ate Pelt.
I mean, that's partially contributed to the fact that... partially attributed to the fact that all of the Australian players test against each other, and all decided to play Palkia. Like, the top 2 players were playing a 60-card mirror in finals because they tested the deck and brought the same list together.
They probably came together.
They did. They have the same sponsor. They're on the same team. They went in with the same 60. They built the deck together.
I mean, well, I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah,
that
like
all happened.
That's the thing. Like, all Australian players know each other. It's a small world in Australia.
Oh, you got like the. You got the Natalies and you got the Henrys and everyone.
Yeah, then you've got the Sableyes as well. Then you've got
Oh, yeah, they're
Christian and
casting it.
Kaiwen as well. Yeah, I saw that they were casting it. But, like, the Sableyes are really good creators. Like, they were some of the people that I ended up getting introduced to early on in, like, getting into the Pokemon TCG in, like, 2017. I just haven't been able to keep up as much with them because, you know, they're Australian time zone, etc., etc.
Yeah, no, I haven't really cut their streams for that.
Yeah, because it's always at, like, 5 in the morning.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How many Celebrations Mews will be played in top 8? It'll depend. I feel like Suicune, not Suicune, Palkia Inteleon is better than Turbo Palkia. But Turbo Dialga is busted. Yeah.
All top 8 decks are gonna play 30, so therefore 32. Yeah.
Not all top 8 are gonna be Turbo. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Inteleon's like...
Although, by all
I
technicality...
mean, not being Turbo.
Yeah.
I'm just like saying how... And I just feel more people will... Or enough people will become more comfortable with Inteleon.
So, let's say, for example, that we get 2 Turbo decks in top 8, as well as 2 Mew decks in top 8. And the Mew players are playing a 4-3 Mew line. Technically, we have... So, we'd have 8 Mew in the Turbo builds, we'd have 14 Mew in the Mew builds, so that would be 22 total Mews in top 8 among 4 decks.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of Mew.
Obviously.
Alright, Pinky, what do you want your role to be? What does the Baby Dialga do? It beats Miltank and gets a card back from discard. The first attack is get a card back from discard and add it to your hand. The second attack is Metal Blast, which is 60 plus 20 more for each metal energy on it. It is there as mainly a Miltank tech. Alright. Australia is the largest local in the world.
Oh, they started the Poke. I just read.
Yeah, they did start the Pyukumuku. But they can also net it for a free draw at any point, really. Subs error. Okay, I'll give you that roll.
I suppose.
Yeah, definitely better than starting a bat because you can't net a bat. Yep. All right. Let me give Pinky their new roll, their shiny new gold error roll.
The 4F. 4F4.
Yep. It'd be that way. Alright, I need a straight up gold color. It's like about here.
You know, all these other people are like, haha, 69, haha, 420.
Haha, 404.
And like, yeah, exactly. And you're just, haha, 404.
Haha, error. Error. Error.
So double spin for 0.
Wow. Huh. That's...
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I didn't want to put the Arceus in harm's way. I don't really know if he had anywhere else to put the capture, I guess.
I'm not sure. I actually have no idea. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do.
Damn, Fat Apple's own clap stadium. Like, just one Arceus and then a potential for a boss.
Yeah. There's the boss. I feel like this is just going to be a very quick game, too. And that is just going to probably be Gabe winning the tournament. That's not even... Oh, wait, that was the V-Star power. So it's just going to be straight up 3 prizes here, with no response.
Dialga winning
Yeah,
another tournament?
This isn't even a repeat of Game 1. This is worse than Game 1 for the Arceus player, because the Arceus player only got one Arceus down. Which is insane.
Their own collapse meant they couldn't get another one down.
Yeah. They were actually stuck by their own collapsed stadium, which is definitely rough.
Ironic.
Mm-hmm. Ironic, but also rough. Do. Yeah, it looks like Dialga is going to be winning another big event back-to-back. Crazy.
Yeah, I definitely didn't take that card seriously at first, and Fat Apple's gonna go out in style, some double spins.
Yup. 30
That's
damage,
30.
baby. 30 damage.
The 30 thanks to the choice belt.
Yeah.
The double turbo reducing the 20.
Yep. Do. Let me see. Calling it Dialga wins Milwaukee. I could see it.
I mean, not that Fire is like super popular, but with like everyone playing Palkia, it's like Dialga's like, oh wow, I can kind of go unchecked.
Yeah, like Dialga's super huge right now. I feel it's the deck that people are not worried about testing against, despite the fact that it's super good.